sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me.
Maybe we can talk again. Maybe things be different. Goddamn, baby, one more
Welcome back, guys. We are here for an incredible Valentine's Day edition.
Rainy night.
A very, very rainy February night here in Las Vegas. Valentine's Day edition. This is going to be a little bit more of a smaller, intimate event.
I would say so.
Yes, than what we usually do because
it rained all day.
It rained all day, and
yes,
people here don't know what to do when it rains.
We've gone like 364 days without rain.
All of a sudden, everyone's got a date.
Yes.
It's the 13th. Oh, my gosh. Well, we're glad to have everybody here. Let's go ahead and introduce our panel, our guest today. She's from Utah. She's an adult entertainer, and she's a poker player. Welcome back once again, Miss Gypsy Queen.
Hello.
Hey, welcome, welcome. And also coming back, she's from Iowa. She's the owner of Catwalk Caddies. It's Miss Monrare.
Hey.
Nice. She's from North Dakota. She's an adult entertainer. It's Jessica Aaron. Hey.
Hi.
Welcome back. You haven't been since in the new studio. This is your first time here at this new studio.
No, at this one, yes.
Yeah, beautiful. And he's from Vegas. He's a producer and a DJ. It's Alex Defire. How's it
Chad
going, Alex?
Thunder.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. Did we get frozen up there?
No, it's gone. It's
Okay.
just, it's following along.
Nice. All right, so a lot of stuff coming up. For those of you who are wondering, we had last week we had the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. What'd you think of that? You were there.
The parties were great. I went to a lot of parties. Great. The food in New Orleans is incredible. Man, it's
Are you happy with the outcome?
The outcome? No, of course not. I mean, it's sorry ass Eagles fans have to deal with their sorry asses for another year.
That's very
can we go ahead and pull up the first
Would you like to? How's that for a second?
By the way, first off, before we go on,
Yeah.
I want to congratulate the people of Philadelphia. Very, very classy people, classy fans. And congratulate you guys for all the things that you. We were going to show the video. We can't do it yet. We'll show it here in a second.
Okay.
Let me know who we can share.
I got it. Hang on.
No, here we go. Good, beautiful. All right, guys, check it out. This is something my ode to the Philadelphia Eagles fans.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, speaking fast. I can roast, I can gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're with my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got. It was.
There you go.
There we go. Could not happen to a classier group of people. Once again, congratulations to the city of Philadelphia and their Philadelphia Eagles for.
I was on my show on Sunday with and Kyle was on. He goes, "You realize win or lose, they're going to destroy Philadelphia, right?"
Because that's what they want to do. I would too if I had to live in Philadelphia. I'd probably destroy the city too.
Oh my God!
I'm from a beautiful place called Dallas in northern Mexico.
Beautiful, yes.
It's a beautiful city. And we have way better fans than the Eagles fans. Anyway, congratulations to all the Eagles fans out there. Yes, hard-suffering Eagles fans. I know that must
the
have been
gentrification, the regentrification of downtown.
They're going to rebuild.
Again, yes.
Get to rebuild downtown because of all your
every
efforts.
time. Yes.
Congratulations, awesome.
They're just
Cool.
making sure their city stays up to date with all the stuff.
Yeah. That's correct. Yes.
I'm an Eagles fan, so.
You're an Eagles fan?
See,
I
what
am.
you go.
We can tell. That's awesome.
Did you set any cars on fire afterwards?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's because you don't care about your team enough.
I did go to bed and sleep. That's what I did after.
Yes.
All right, beautiful. Do we have other thing I want to go over?
Oh, yeah.
On
Go
the
ahead.
6th, we're going to Babies in Toyland.
Yes.
So we won't
Los Angeles.
So we're going to have another show in 2 weeks, and then after that, we're going to have another show after Babes in Toyland.
The next
So
show
you
will
guys
be
wanna
the
talk about that?
27th.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. All right. So we got that planned out.
Right. So we got Babes in Toyland on March 6th. And then I'm going to just make this announcement right now. My band's playing at Bonfire. We're going to be doing the Battle of the Bands on March 16th. I just found out this evening, this afternoon. So if you guys are in Vegas and you want to come down to Bonfire on, I think probably about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. It's downtown Vegas. So if you're in Vegas, just hit me up. I'm going to make a big deal of it between now and then anyways. But I just thought I'd make that announcement before we get rolling.
I'll come to your show.
Thank you. See, that's the thing. Here's my plan for the band. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like, I believe in this guy's formula, right? So if you can go and you can march into Zook with 12 really hot girls and they let you in for free and suddenly you build up your social proof and you build up your social circle game and everything, that should be universally true for every genre of club or music or whatever. So
Agreed.
My plan is this. We roll into Bonfire with, I don't know, half a dozen hot girls and we become the band that shows up with a bunch of hot girls, right? Therefore, it should work, correct?
I know it.
I know it will work.
I guarantee you, everyone is going to want to book you.
And then Vamped, we're coming for you next. So, with that said, what do you want to do? You want to? Should we go? I kind of wanted to go through some
alphabetical order.
We can do that first. I want to do. I'm dying to do this though, since this is our. You guys were nice enough to show up to the Valentine's Day program or episode today. I wanted to ask you guys some questions before we started getting underway.
There we go.
Here.
Let's do it.
So this is Curtis. By the way, this is courtesy of me and my wife. Okay, and you know my wife already. So
you guys both made the question.
Okay. More her than me.
It's
All right.
little less
First of all,
scary.
okay. So questions for the ladies here. Do you have plans for Valentine's Day? Yes or no?
No.
No, but I will find something. I'll make some steak dinner and have my own glass of wine at my house.
So you plan on doing it on your own?
Yeah.
You aren't going to find like some random fan to film with?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess,
I don't do
Valentine's Day's
that.
not special to you, I guess.
I don't meet up with fans. I don't.
No, neither does anyone else. They just lie and say they do.
Yeah, but
and
I don't lie.
It's really their boyfriend. Dude, you know how many girls I've talked to? They were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do fuck a fan." Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say. I'm gonna have sex with my fans or whatever, and it's like it's not your fans. It's like some dude it's your boyfriend. It's some dude you paid. It's so funny. Yeah.
No plans.
No, but I'm sure something will come along.
You gonna go out with your girls? No. Are you gonna go out with
It's
your
too
girls?
much work.
No.
It's
I
a
made
Friday and it's
reservations.
Valentine's
I'm going
Day.
to Izumi Steakhouse
Nice.
by myself.
A Friday
so.
and it's Valentine's Day sounds like a great time to be in bed and have a glass of wine and cuddle with your animals. That's my Valentine's Day.
You got cats.
Yeah. No, that's my intention.
All right. Question number 2. Who is your perfect Valentine's Day date?
Who?
It could be a celebrity or a fantasy person.
Okay, so have you watched Grey's Anatomy?
Took mine. Don't say it.
So you know the guy that's like heat skinned with blue eyes in there?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh my God. Oh, he makes my ovaries hurt.
There's like 3 or 4 of them.
He
that I
is
would
so
go with.
pretty. He has the most beautiful teeth and the eyes with that like glowing skin. Oh my God.
Okay, keep going. I'm gonna look this dude up.
I know who you're talking about, but I like McSteamy.
McSteamy.
Yeah, mine's a little bit
Grey's Anatomy.
past. Yeah.
Which guy?
Whoever hired that cast did a fabulous job. Love that show.
It's gonna
Right there, Jesse.
Jesse Williams. Okay.
Oh, interesting. You like Jesse Williams? Okay.
So fine.
Yeah, he was asking me about you. He just messaged me.
I wish.
Yeah.
I would drop everything for him.
Okay. Good. That's good to know.
What about
Alina, what about you?
I
Who's
mean,
your perfect date for Valentine's Day?
myself?
Yourself.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yourself is your favorite date.
Like my own company.
I think you guys should answer these questions too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans?
I have meetings.
Meetings.
I have work.
Yes.
And one of my friends who's a business person.
Well, you are
is in
married
town.
to your work.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah, actually. And then I'm probably going to spend some time with Ellie, my little black cat, my little 6-pound black cat.
See? Stays at home with his.
all
Yes,
I do.
I do actually. I do have plans. I'm going to go to Bel Air. You know where that is?
Fancy.
Because
Yeah.
it's right up by where we are. It's in Durango, the hotel casino Durango.
Oh yeah, I live right next there too.
Bel Air is. Oh, you do really? Where are you at? Are you in Rhodes Ranch?
Buffalo and 215.
Okay. Yeah, I know exactly where you are. I know. I know.
We should all have a date.
I know it's like South Summerlin crew, so I can represent. No, I'm going to go to Bel Air, and then what's the sushi bar that's in Durango?
Oh, the is it Jenga? That's
Think.
off of Fort Apache.
No, it's the one that's inside of Durango. There's a sushi bar inside of there. Well, anyways, that's where I'm going to go. So that's my plans for. Of course, now everybody's going to show. Go, hey, where's Rollo? All right. Okay, so let's see.
Obviously, your wife is the
Yeah,
person
she'll
you
be.
pick.
Well, maybe.
Oh, so she knows about this?
Yeah,
she knows about your plans?
She came up with this.
Okay. Rollo's
Okay.
this newsflash. Rollo's wife knows about his Valentine's plans. That's good.
Okay, so
a good thing.
You're not going out with anybody. I was going to say because the next one was will it be the first date with this person? Obviously not. Okay, so we're going to go for qualities here of the perfect Valentine's date.
Hold on, wait.
First
We forgot to
Valentine's guy.
Alex. Which girl are you going to gaslight into thinking that
Yeah,
they're your Valentine?
I'm going to church. I'm not going to church. No dating for me until marriage.
On
What
a
are you talking
Friday?
about?
No dating till
Wait,
marriage.
what show is this?
That is
Where
a
am I?
typical.
What did I get myself into here?
That is a typical Las Vegas producer / DJ. No
Lies,
sex until
lies,
marriage.
and lies.
No sex until marriage.
It's almost unfair to ask you because if we say like, "Do you have any plans?" You're like, "No, absolutely."
I feel like a producer DJ is the same as the what are they? The ones that bring the girls in to get tables.
Promoter.
That's my side hustle.
That's the evolution. You start off as a club promoter and you become a music
DJ.
producer.
I wear
That's
many
how it
hats.
works. Yeah, like you go bottle service, then you do real estate, then porn. That's how it works with the girls. It works in that. Yeah, that's how it works.
So I didn't start with real estate. I started with cosmetology. So
Okay.
same thing.
So after
Same
porn, then
difference.
real estate. Got it. Okay.
Got it.
Well, actually, yeah, that's my goal. To
Okay.
get enough money to buy real estate.
Qualities of the perfect Valentine's Day guy. If you were going to build your perfect Valentine's Day dude, okay? Is he taller, the same size, or shorter than you?
6'4".
6'4". Okay. Taller, same, or shorter?
Same size or taller.
Same size or taller?
Taller.
Taller?
Yeah.
All right, Chad.
Alex.
Oh, always taller. I mean, I'm 6'3". She has to be at least 6'4". Oh,
Okay.
I mean, come on. Always done. Always
God.
shorter for sure.
You guys are going to laugh at this one. Okay, does he have long hair, short hair, bald, or doesn't matter?
I like a bald guy because they're real.
Ooh,
humble.
Joe Marin was right around the corner.
They're really humble. Is that what you said?
They're really humble.
More so.
You think so?
Okay.
I don't want long hair.
Kind of want long. Oh, you don't want long hair.
No, probably not bald either.
So short hair, like this guy.
Yeah.
Like this guy? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So definitely not bald, but I kind of like medium to long hair.
Longish.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's like a hard question.
They
'cause I've
either have
seen
to have a
people who
clean
look
cut
good and people who don't.
with something on top. I like curly hair.
So the broccoli style haircut.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. or they just have it long in general.
Okay. Does color matter? Color of hair, dark, blonde, ginger, doesn't matter.
Not ginger.
I don't
You don't
like
want the
gingers
ginger.
either, girl.
You don't want the bald gingers.
I don't like
The devil.
gingers either. Trust me.
No, I like dark
I
hair.
like myself being ginger, but I don't like men being ginger.
Then I forgot about man buns.
Man bun.
Man buns. That's
Oh yeah, those are kind of sexy sometimes.
You like that?
but
Really?
either bald or man bun, a top knot. Ugh.
You could be a samurai. You could be tall with a man.
What if he was what if he was bald but he had like the
That's
long
not
like one
sexy,
With the
man
shaved
bun.
sides.
Yeah. So you want a Mongolian warrior.
That's hot.
Okay. Mike Tang has exactly that. He's got one dreadlock growing out of his bald head.
Is it a dread or is it like does he put it in a bun or like a
No, it's like a
ponytail?
dread. It's actually pretty long.
That's interesting.
Interesting. I'll
That's a
show you
nice
picture.
word
I'll
for
show you a
saying
picture.
no.
Okay, before we call him.
Blonde,
Or
ginger.
I'm so sorry for the listeners having me suck on ice.
There's like very few attractive men that I've seen that are blonde, but there are some. So I'm not gonna rule it out. Blonde
Blonde, dark,
and brunette, but
no ginger.
no ginger.
No ginger for you.
First of all, I'm bottle red, so I look good in red, but I don't like gingers that color. Blondes are like but I do gravitate towards darker hair colors. Yeah.
What about you?
I'm a blonde guy all the
Prefer
way.
it? Yeah.
course you
There
are.
There you go.
What do you mean, of course? What does that mean?
Men just love girls who are blonde.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All of them?
Would it make you feel better that I'm originally a blonde?
No. But that's interesting. That's a fun fact.
Would it make you feel better?
Yee.
Oh God. I can't believe she asked. Okay, here we go. Teeth. Straight teeth, slightly crooked, or it doesn't matter.
No gingivitis for me.
No, you want to go.
That is the first.
Braces
thing
are a necessity.
I mean, like natural teeth, okay, but oral hygiene, the lack of it is.
I don't think we ever asked this
Prevalent.
question.
Yeah,
Oral
you can't be
hygiene.
missing all your teeth.
Well, no, I'm
Absolutely
missing,
no.
but I mean, like straight.
Teeth.
Like, straight
Good
or
to have
crooked?
some of them.
Some of them.
I don't know
Positive to
how
have
many
some
of them
teeth.
are crooked. If there's like one crooked, then it's tolerable.
If one is crooked, it's tolerable. Okay, so if one's like,
It's like we just
Saying
gotta
hi.
let's just get it fixed.
that's your quirk. What do you think? Jess?
It's okay to have like a little bit off, but if someone has a good smile, that's the whole reason why I like Jesse Wilson. It's because he has nice teeth.
Perfect. Really? Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a.
That's why I liked you. He was asking me about you again.
Oh, thank you.
My God.
He just texted me about you right now.
Does she have to have teeth?
If she has a Michael Strahan gap, I'm out.
No?
I'm out, dude. I can't. I'll stare at the whole time.
That could be fun.
In what ways, Michael?
No? Okay.
All right, here we go. Muscularity, very muscular, average, lanky, or it doesn't matter, because there's no way you're going out with fat guys.
I don't think it cares except for like I don't gravitate towards lanky guys. I like a little bit of muscle or just average. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I also don't like the bodybuilder guys.
Like
They're too muscular. And then
Yeah.
also when they get lean, too lean, it's like it's too much.
swimmer's body.
That's pretty average. It's still on
Surfer's
this.
body.
It's kind of surfer's body. Yeah, I wanted to move to Australia at one point in my time.
Elena,
I agree with you for the most part. I'm in the same.
Yeah.
I agree too, because it's like you don't want someone super skinny, because then when you're cuddling them, you're like
It hurts.
bones.
I'm already
And then
skinny.
if they're like too muscular, they're like raw. No, thank you.
They're also so stiff.
Girls know what I'm talking about.
They're stiff.
They know what I mean.
They're like when you're trying to be intimate with someone who is like a bodybuilder or works out tremendously and have gigantic. Also, the traps freak me out.
does that
They have
intimidate
like
you?
no neck.
Yes, it's
Really?
scary. But it's like they're stiff. They don't have full movement of their body because their muscles are in the way.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, ethnicity. Any ethnicity, or it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
I really like Scandinavian men.
Scandinavian men. How you doing?
She wants them so white they get invaded
So
by Germany.
She wants,
That's how white
she
she
wants
wants them.
Ragnar.
It doesn't really matter to me. I gravitate towards like Hispanic, Asian, and white.
Ergo, the guy from Grey's Anatomy. The perfect blend of all.
Yeah,
Got it.
he's very cute.
I don't care.
Nope.
Doesn't matter to me.
No matter to you. How about religion? We always see the reason we always do the what is it, the female delusion calculator, and we only like dig into like just like height and money and everything else. Does like religion make any difference to you? He's got to be a heathen pagan because of Scandinavian men.
I don't want to. I'm not interested in dating like a wook. Necessarily. I don't care as much about religion. It's how they
Present themselves with it. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they're not overbearing, like you need to have the same religion as me, then it's fine. Believe whatever you want to believe.
Yeah, or not believe anything. It's up to you guys. Like, but as long as somebody just doesn't push it down my throat. Or also like say like if I believe in something different, they are like, no, you're wrong, and I don't. Like they kind of push my beliefs like to the side and they discredit me and how I feel. Then I'd be like, we're not compatible.
Is religion a thing for you?
I just feel like I'm very persuasive. I can convert them. It's fine.
It would never work.
It's fine. We'll all convert to Protestantism. It's fine.
Do you prefer an outgoing guy or an old soul?
That's hard. Because there's disadvantages in both sides.
Yeah, I need a mix of a little bit of both. Because if you're sitting at home and you're boring and you're super
Not
lame
necessarily
and
boring.
boo-
Not necessarily. The reason why I didn't use like introverted and extroverted is because like old soul kind of like means like sort of somebody's maybe a little more like wise, as opposed
I
to
want
being
them to
like
be
overly kind of
wise.
out there and crazy.
I don't want them to be like reckless, going out and just having fun, revolving their life around that. So I like them to have a mix of both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want them to act like a child all the time, but I would like them to be like childlike with me at times.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Elena?
Yes, playful.
What is your Scandinavian Viking? How does he act?
I like them wise with some playfulness.
Yes.
Wise but playful.
I think a big characteristic for me is like if I were to have their children, I would want them to like do, like if I had a girl, do the tea parties. Or if I had a guy, go and play like ball with them or like roughhouse. Like that's like big on what I want.
Oh yeah, super sexy.
Yeah.
If they can make you laugh, they can get in your pants.
You heard it here. Oh boy, you're going to love this one, Mike. For anything to go further with this person, does he have to like dogs, cats, or both? Or it doesn't matter?
Dogs.
Dogs.
So here's the thing.
You've given a lot of thought to this.
I like dogs, but if you're one of those guys that has huge dogs and they get up on your couch and everything, I'm out.
What if they're huge
so
but
out of
they
there.
don't get up on your couch?
That's fine. If they're like well-behaved dogs, that's fine. But if your dog is going to jump on me and do the most, I'm never coming over to your house ever again.
I'm a cat girl. I have had dogs, but I like cats. So if they're allergic, it's a no-go. And you have not answered very many questions recently.
Do I seem like a cat guy or a dog guy? What do you think?
Dog.
What about Mike? Do you think Mike's
Dog
a
guy
cat
for sure. If she doesn't like dogs, it's never going to work out. It's never going to work out.
Hey, for those of you guys that are in the chat, put a one in the chat if you would ever just lie to a girl and say that you like dogs or cats just so you could smash. Put a one in the chat if you would just say whatever you got to say. Oh yeah, of course, I love llamas.
They're, like,
It's
deathly
incredible.
allergic,
That's
and they're like,
unbelievable.
"Yeah, I
You have a
love them."
snake. You have a king cobra that lives in your room. That's fucking amazing. Let's go over and check it out. Put a one in the chat if you guys are just gonna whatever. Yeah, of course, I love whatever.
Is that a deal breaker? Is that a deal breaker for you? I love cats.
If you don't like cats, there's no reason. It's
no
not,
reason you would be
it's
over
not a
at your
deal breaker
house.
for me. It's a deal breaker for
that-
you
for
because
you.
you're going to be around nothing but cats.
Do you have a soulmate cat?
No, they're all my soulmate. All
Okay.
11 of them are my soulmate.
Yes.
I have a soulmate cat. I have 3, but there's one that's connected to my soul.
Yeah, Ned is my heart hound. I have greyhounds. How much money should he have? Ultra rich, comfortable, doesn't matter.
Like 3 to
Talking to
7,
the mic. 3
to 7 million would be nice.
3 to 7 million.
Okay.
So middle class is what you're saying. You're in middle 3 to 7 million. Guys,
Okay.
got it? Okay.
Okay.
What else?
I don't really care. He just needs to not need my support.
Okay.
Got it.
For me, I definitely don't want to struggle. So comfortability and up, but it would be nice to not have to ever think about anything ever again. So
Financial independence. Somebody that makes you financially independent.
yes, definitely. But I'm also like, I am such a workaholic as well. So I'm like, I want to create like, I want to work, but I also want him to work. So I want us to build an empire together.
Absolutely.
You're into
I don't
empire
want them
building.
to be too
Does
comfortable.
money make any difference? Like, is there too much money that a chick could make that would be kind of problematic for you?
A girl made too much money?
Yeah.
I dated
If she made more
I
than
dated
you?
I dated a girl who made more money. She was like one of the biggest fitness models in the world. And like, she definitely made more money than me, but at the time. And do I think it was? I mean, that wasn't the issue. The issue, it wasn't how much money she made. The issue was that like she was in San Tropez one weekend, and the next weekend
Oh,
she
it's
was in
just
Ibiza.
logistics, yeah.
And there's just every big photographer in the world wanted to shoot her, and then like they're all in love with her. And I was like, that was the issue. That was actually the problem.
I sometimes wonder about that.
So it
'cause-
wasn't the money; it was the things that come along with it.
Yeah, which is why we never were like seriously boyfriend and girlfriend. But that's why I was seeing her.
It was just logistics.
What do you think that the fame came between you guys? Because that's what it basically came down
The
to.
funny thing is, it's during our situationship, whatever, I became slightly more popular than her, right? Just slightly. That's kind of a weird thing with whoever I go out with. Is like usually we'll go out to dinner or whatever, and guys will come up and ask me for a photo or whatever, and girls are not used to that. You're always used to girls getting more attention than guys. But yeah, that was something that was kind of interesting. But yeah, no, the difference is I just need you to have time for me. I don't care how much money you make. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Any preferred education level? Master's, bachelor's, trade school, doesn't matter. Or high school diploma.
Some college.
Some college?
Or it just comes from a good family who's also educated.
I don't know necessarily college, but I need you to be educated because if I can't learn anything from you, then there is no point in dating you.
Yeah, at least high school for me. I don't know. It's just, that's a hard one. At least high school and up. Just because, like, if you don't need a college degree to get into a lot of the things that are out there for jobs nowadays. Sure. And also, like, I have friends that have college degrees and can't get jobs.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter on that aspect, but you need to be educated enough.
You hear that, guys? So just make shit up, tell girls whatever, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm learning from him. He's so smart." Sounds perfect.
No, I see
is
through
your
the
friend.
bullshit.
Use YouTube, make shit up.
I see through
I
the
learned the
bullshit.
earth is.
They're gonna learn in the process.
I learned the earth is flat. I learned the earth is flat from my boyfriend.
Smart.
So great. By the way, shout out to Jaron. Jaron's the guy who went to Antarctica. And the flat earther. And he saw that the sun goes all the way around the earth. Jaron wrote me the other day. He goes, "Hey, man." Oh, did he? He told me, "Hey, Jaron's a friend of mine." He goes, "Hey, I'm not a flat earther anymore." He goes, "I'm on the right team." So I'm going to have Jaron on at some point in the future. So I didn't convert him.
My God.
He actually went to Antarctica.
Now, if we could just get John Zerka to go.
Zerka's not a real flat earther. I'm telling you, I don't believe.
No, he's a goofball.
All
right. Last question here. Okay, now let's just say, for sake of argument, you've built your perfect Valentine's Day dude. Okay, you're gonna go tomorrow. You're gonna go out with him tomorrow. Okay, even though you say you're gonna stay at home. Are you already planning to have sex with this person, or will that be determined on the first date? Now that you've built the perfect dude
for Valentine's Day for the first date.
Yes.
Well, you shouldn't be going on Valentine's Day for the first date. I think that would be a problem.
But we're building a perfect Valentine's Day dude.
I just feel like that's putting the cart before the horse. That's showing way too much interest. Like Valentine's Day, you shouldn't be going on with anybody unless you have one girlfriend. Like the first date for Valentine's Day.
Have you ever been on a first date for Valentine's Day?
No.
Have you ever? Maybe this is a better question. Like, have you ever met a guy on Valentine's Day?
Yes,
and you
clubs.
got after it with him on that night.
Once.
See, there it is.
There we go.
I don't think I have.
I did.
This is a big deal in the pickup artist community because they say that Valentine's Day is the best day to go out and go make approaches.
Yeah, I did.
Do you agree with that?
That day and the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Yes, agreed.
I've had 2 dates.
That,
On a Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Like concurrently?
Oh, no.
yo, Valentine's Day you either
Same days. Different
Valentine's Day
times.
you either go out with your girlfriend. Or if you don't have a girlfriend, you go out to a place where there's other single women. You don't take some like random girl you're just seeing on Valentine's Day because everybody gets the wrong impression. Both the guy and the girl with the wrong impression.
What if the
think you're
date
going
is
out, yeah.
awful?
Huh?
What if the date is awful?
Yeah.
Or if it's not awful, what if it's just a girl that you're not serious about and you took her out? She's my Valentine.
Yeah.
It's too much investment.
All right, let's take.
Let's imagine on a first date, a guy's like, "Hey, I want you to meet my parents." That's too much. That's too much in the beginning.
Let's take Valentine's Day out of the equation. Then you built this guy up; he's the perfect guy, and you're going to go on the first date with him. Are you having sex with him that night, or is it going to be to be determined?
More often than not, because if I'm going on a date with him, that's my time that's valuable to me. I'm not. Very rarely am I going to go out with someone that I'm not truly interested in.
Yeah, I observe for a while before I go out with someone, so most likely I know what the plan is.
I don't know. For me, it's to be determined because if someone like in text or conversations or over the phone, you get one way, but then like they could say one thing that gives you the ick or do something in person that you couldn't see online, and all of a sudden like you're just like, no, I can't be with this person. This person is awful.
You're very prone to ick.
Oh yeah.
Some girl-
I get the ick very easily.
I've noticed some girls are more prone to ick than other girls. In evolutionary psychology, women are actually more attuned to disgust than men. Meaning, like, women find gross things more gross than men do, right? Like dead bodies and sulfur and spiders and snakes. Like they find.
Did you know that women have a more refined sense of smell than guys do?
Yeah,
It
for
makes
sure.
sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. So then, but the part of the reason why is because it has to do with like fertility, and there's a couple reasons. Number one, if you have children, you don't want them ingesting toxins, so women have a better sense of smell, and they have more of an aversion to disgust. Also, women who do not have morning sickness in the first trimester are more likely to have the automatic termination of termination. I won't say the word on here, but like it's the you know what I'm saying? That's what happens. There's a correlation. There's a correlation to it. The miscarriage. There's a correlation between miscarriage and not having morning sickness. Morning sickness is an evolutionary adaptation. So like Gad Sad talked about this. I thought it was fantastic. Is like women would have morning sickness and doctors would give them medication to get rid of the morning sickness. And Gad Sad was like, no, you should not be.
That's what thalidomide was
No,
for.
you should not be doing that. You should not be getting rid of the morning sickness. It was actually protecting the child. So yeah, stuff like that. Stuff like that was up
Well,
there.
I also think like women are very in tune with their bodies, and if their body tells them something is wrong, we listen to it a lot more than guys do. So if somebody were
You
to,
mean you're lazy? I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. I'm sorry.
how does that even make sense?
I don't feel like working. My body. I'm in tune with my body. I'm going to
So
sleep
like,
today.
if some like it could be just like the tone that a guy makes, and it could throw us being like, oh, this is making me feel uneasy, or it could be through text. I've gotten multiple things where I've had collabs where I'm like, this person makes me uneasy, and I've canceled on them because it made me uneasy, and finding out who
okay,
they are.
I've got to know this. Okay, you have a planned collab
Yeah,
for a guy-girl scene.
yeah.
How would you have chosen the guy in the first place?
Usually I go on like their Twitter and see how many followers they have that we have in common and who they are. I also like talk to them a little bit.
On the phone or
text?
your text? Okay.
Yeah, Twitter.
Okay. What
and
language do you use?
What do you mean?
Let's collab. Let's hook up. Like, what's the actual? I think a lot of guys would be fascinated by this. When you're choosing the guy that you're going to collaborate with for a guy-girl scene, what's the language you're using or he's using?
Well, it also depends on if I reach out first or if they reach out to me. If they reach out to me, they usually say something like, "Hey, I would like to collab. I've done this, blah blah blah," and I'm like, sometimes I just open it and close it because I'm like, I'm too mentally not prepared for this.
Okay.
But if I do text them, I'll be like, yeah, let's get together. Like, if they're coming to Vegas or something, I'd be like, when are you coming? And they'll tell me, blah, blah, blah. It's very easy. If I'm contacting someone else, it is, hey, my name is Jessica Aaron. I would like to collab with you. I'm going to, let's say, LA. These times I would like to, set something up. And usually they message me back.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah, and we go about that. But if there was a guy that was like doing, like, I know that I am in the sex industry, but this guy was like, oh, you're very sexy, blah, 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 and all that stuff, that gave me an ick. And then I did.
So he's going to have sex with you, but he needs to keep it professional.
Yes.
Okay, keep going. This is so great. This is what I wanted.
I got a good video for this too.
Which I'm glad. Well, I ended up going, and this is the last time I didn't listen to my gut feeling after multiple times of him like being kind of inappropriate because it's in a professional manner. I went over there, did a collab, and then he was just very pushy, and he wanted fluffing, which I don't like doing.
Okay.
And it made me feel very uncomfortable while I was there. And so I was supposed to do a different collab with them the next day, and I completely like...
Just no call, no show?
Yeah. Well,
what
no,
is
I texted
fluffing?
him. I said that I had an ailment.
Wait, what is fluffing?
Where they want you, either they want to do something to you to get... Can I say it?
Can you use other words other than profane words? What words
Well,
do you use?
hard's not a profane word.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so it's where they want to either do something to you or you do something to them to get hard, and so they can perform.
Keep them worked up.
Yes.
You know what
Which-
usually works for me is being with a woman.
Well, this guy.
That's helpful for me. Being with an attractive woman
I feel
tends
like
to work.
people
That
probably
tends to
get
work for
camera
me.
shy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's Trimex for a reason.
I have no idea what that is.
It's an injectable where they inject it in so then they stay hard. And I prefer
Inject it.
I would rather them do that.
Like they shoot up.
Yeah, and their member.
You know what? What's another great
Why
way to
wouldn't
do
they
that
just
is
take
being a
the fat
heterosexual
out?
man being with naked
Being
women.
hot
That
enough,
also
yeah.
helps with erection.
Well-
I don't know.
And it just makes it so they can go through the whole scene and not have to stop.
I don't know about you, but I tend to keep two things away from my member, and that's
Needles?
sharp instruments and an open flame.
How long is the scene that they need to stay hard for? How long are we talking?
Usually a scene lasts about 30 minutes to an hour.
You need to take an injection for 30 minutes? That's crazy.
Yeah, well,
Viagra
you
doesn't
don't
work?
want it to go soft and you don't want it to go soft. And plus, not everyone likes each other like that. So it makes it so like if this person doesn't like this other person, it makes it so that they can stay hard.
Timex.
Right.
Trimax.
Like if they just said they're
Trimax.
turned off
Trimax.
or whatever.
Yeah, I prefer it because I know that it's going to be hard, and then I don't have to help them get it up, or I don't have halfway through and they're getting soft, and then I just
That sounds like extra work.
it is extra
And then you
work.
get to the scene, you're
Overtime.
done.
It is.
Is this just one incident where the guy gave you the ick and you didn't want to work with him again? Was there any other time that this happened?
No, a girl actually gave me the ick.
Okay, what happened there?
So I was supposed to do a collab with this guy, and she ended up going to she ended up tagging along because her car broke down because that's
Okay.
her boyfriend or whatever. So then she literally in the car was like, "Hey, what are we doing for our collab?" And I said, we're doing a collab with you." And so she hijacked the collab with another. So there's 4 people, and we were supposed to have
She invited herself.
Yes, and then she invited another person. So we were supposed to have a swap scene.
Oh, 2 guys and 2 girls.
Yes.
Okay.
It was supposed to be like boyfriend swap. Well, what happened is that she went on forever. It was like 4 hours of going back and forth, and every single time we would take a break, she would want to get fluffed. First of all, girls don't need to get fucking fluffed.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, we really need to
4 hours?
edit
4
our hours. We got to keep
hours.
this one.
4 hours.
This is the clip.
That's the
All
clip.
you need to do is
This is the clip.
30 minutes to an hour. That's max it collab should take.
Was she on
She's at
drugs or
work.
something?
Yes.
So like,
And it was a collab.
Fluffing as in like what? Getting wet?
Yeah, well, either sucking or getting
But she's a girl,
inserted.
so I'm a-
Was she attractive?
I don't
Okay,
find
you
her
are.
that attractive.
That was enough. You don't have to say anything else. You don't have to say anything else. If I asked you if she was
Watch her
attractive, and
watch
you go.
this, I'd be so whatever. She'll know who she is, I guess.
Who cares?
I don't like
she
her.
Know what she did.
Yeah, I refuse. And also, it's so funny because she broke up with that. Well, he broke up with her like months later, and I'm friends with both of her exes. And her new boyfriend has hit me up recently, being like, "Hey, I would like to collab," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that sounds fun." I'm never going to do that. And then he said, "Oh, my partner would like to do a collab with us." Fun. Never going to happen. Ever. Not going to do it.
4 hours is too long.
Way too long.
What's average?
About like from start to finish, from when you like,
With the camera set up and everything,
Yes.
they're ready to go.
It's about an hour.
Do it. An hour.
Maybe an hour and a half.
What's a prep time for something like for the video and everything else and the technical
You
logistics?
usually have like 1 to 3 phones. I don't like using that many, but
They're using phone. That's
Yeah,
all
we
they're
use-
using is just phones.
yeah,
Oh,
we
just
use
come borrow
phones.
my A7S. We can use it
know.
whenever. We got like a lighting system for you.
Or
Jesus,
if we have
Just
like
don't get
if we
anything
have
on
a
it.
Osmo. Get your
videographer,
Osmo.
which
Use the Osmo. It's just don't get anything on the Osmo.
So
I,
there's
uh,
like 3 to 4 people recording the whole time.
no, we put it on tripods.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is you doing yourself. Though.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's set up and go.
It's not like you have like a crew there.
I like having a videographer, so I have, which is actually her boyfriend. Well, her boyfriend at that time was my videographer. Yeah.
Wow, I got so many questions.
Okay, now my next question is: you've collabed with the videographer, and the videographer has watched you collab with other dudes and
Yes,
filmed it.
that's the industry.
Okay, that's
He's also in the industry. He's just very like he's very new, and he doesn't really push it really that seriously, if that makes sense.
okay.
Well, that's one way to do it.
He's hot. Why not?
Okay, perfect. That's good. I think our education. I feel like
Education
Mr.
of it.
Rogers for pornography
So-
right now. I'm just kind of like
So
explaining.
hey,
Mr.
I have
Hey,
a
neighbor.
I have a question for you though. Do you know who Eva Lovia is?
I would have to see a face.
Yeah, Nico does. Like there's that smile over there. Well, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because she just recently got out of the industry. as per se. And she was just on Trigonometry, which is a podcast out of the UK right now. And she was just talking about like, now she suddenly wants to be sort of a female dating advice guru-s.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Life coach for dating.
Yeah, I guess. So I want to play this one video for you guys so you can get an idea. Now, Eva has done like work with Blacked and some other like commercial stuff too. So just so you guys know, so she's in like the real deal.
Wait, you're talking about Black
very
ED?
interesting.
Yeah.
Black, that
All
is for
day
Black
full-time.
education.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
It goes back to the responsive desire versus
really
spontaneous. I'm
pretty.
sure you guys can walk in the kitchen and you see your lady and you're like, yes, like she's wearing sweatpants and you're just immediately ready to go. Women, a lot of us have very sensitive breaks, like the bird starts chirping, the garbage can
It's
tips
a man's
over.
worst nightmare. It's like a car drove past. That's it. It's over. It's like, why? What happened?
So women, in order to feel safe, it's all of these little touch points throughout the day. So what you think is her nagging, that sock on the floor, you not taking out the trash. If you said you were going to go get milk and you didn't, well, these in the modern era are versions of you not being reliable and not being a safe partner. So if you're not doing this, element of safety is out the door. Right now you're creating a lot of stress for her. It's going to be impossible for her to relax and be present with you, which is required for her to have arousal. It's the intimate touch. She wants to know that you're connected and that you're invested throughout the day. So it's little grazes, little kisses, little like eye gazes. How many times can you walk by your partner and not even look at or acknowledge them? If she talks, you respond. If you don't, just ignore her. All of these little things now kind of equate safety in modern era. So you want to make sure that you're spending like the 2 seconds it takes to just like, yes, babe, I heard what you said. Yes, I'm going to take out the trash. Like do all of these things and you will be so grateful you did it because she will be relaxed and more receptive. So when the kids are in bed, everything is done and you're winding down, like she's in this place where she wants to engage with you.
Now, the reason I brought this one up here is because she has been in porn for what, 5-10 years or something like that. And it's like, I'm sure the guys that she was getting with didn't have to worry about birds chirping, cars driving by, or any of this relaxation techniques that she's talking about for all day relaxation. So
I think I know what's happening.
What's going on?
She did porn, and the guys that she's getting are like beta males who she's not that attracted to. So they have to take out the trash and fucking acknowledge her 15 times. I can't imagine
She
this.
just got married too, by the way. Yeah.
I can't imagine this. No, what are you talking about? If I'm with a girl, it's like we're turned on by each other. I'm not turned on because, oh my God, did you acknowledge
It's
me
a
enough
variation
times?
on chore play.
No,
is
it's what
it
she,
is.
yeah, but what she's doing is like, I'm not saying, well, my point is, I'm not saying that it's not good. It's good to acknowledge your partner.
Yeah.
It's good to look at your partner. It's good to go hug your partner. All that stuff is fine.
Yeah.
But that is the requirement for you to be aroused and have sex. She is not that into him. And that's probably from doing porn for a long time. That's probably where that comes from. And she's giving men terrible fucking advice. If a woman was like that, it was like, okay, hold on. I didn't take out the trash. Okay, so we're no sex tonight because I didn't take out the trash. Okay, well, tomorrow I'll remember to take out the trash. That way I'll get to have sex. Bro, run for the fucking hills. If something like that is happening to you, it's time to go, bro. That girl is not interested in you at all.
Can I build off that?
Go ahead.
So I agree with a lot of that, but I also want to, not everyone is like you who does things like that and like take out the trash, pick up after themselves, keep a nice, neatly place. There is a lot of men out here that play on their PlayStation all freaking day and does not give their woman any attention, doesn't help with the chores. A lot of them don't even have jobs. Doesn't even contribute.
Right.
So-
that's when it
Why are
becomes
you
a
with
problem.
Exactly.
There's
It's
a
not
lot of girls that
necessarily the
are.
act of doing
Why you
it, but it is the thing of when you start to see it not happen.
No. Here's my other issue with it. Guys who aren't doing what she's saying are the ones I'm seeing be rewarded with more sex by hotter women. Am I crazy? Am I making this up, Alex? Am I making this up? The guys who are not doing any of those things are the ones that are actually having sex with girls while Mr. Nice Guy is taking out the fucking trash. That's all I'm seeing. In fact, I'm telling you what the porn star, the reformed porn star is telling you is quite the opposite of reality. It is quite the opposite.
But it sounds like it's sound good advice, right? It's like it sounds like, well, if you do more around the house, if you change the diapers, if you wash the dishes, if you do more laundry.
What is she doing?
Well, it doesn't matter. Look, the thing
nothing all day but listening to birds chirp and cars drive by.
She sounds like she has high anxiety.
I just think when you're with somebody, it's an equal partnership, and you guys should help around the house together.
Agreed, but it should not have anything to do with sex.
Right.
Agree with you, but it should have nothing to do with sex.
Person who should be giving advice.
Women
like
do.
this.
I feel like so they do. Some women do find when a guy does the dishes very sexy.
Good. And if he doesn't do the dishes, she should also find him sexy or find a new dude.
Yes.
That's
I just
crazy.
think it makes them get hot. It makes a woman get hot and
sexy.
heavy in that moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like if a man were to see their woman get undressed to put pajamas on or bend over, you're hot and heavy in that moment. It's not that you have less sexual attention with that person. It's just in that moment when a woman sees their man do a dish, you're like, oh my God, that's so hot.
For me, it's like
Alina,
when a man helps me put on my shoe or something like that. Like, stop, I'll fuck you right now.
I don't cook. I don't clean. No, if it's that big of an issue, find someone else to do it.
That's just madness to me that she's giving this advice. It's just crazy to me. No, that is not the advice. Again, what she's saying in a vacuum is correct. It just should have nothing to do with sexual desire. That's my only point. Of course, all the things you say, acknowledge your partner, for sure. All those things are fine. It's just the idea that if you didn't do that, she wouldn't want to have sex with you. You've picked that. That means the reason why I know this is because I've been with women where that wasn't a requirement and they still wanted to have sex with me. And what's going on here is she is describing to these other two people a man she's not that sexually attracted to. That's what she's doing. And she's saying because I'm not that sexually attracted to him, he has to do these little things so that I can tolerate. Well, no, I can tolerate. Oh, okay, I got to talk. And maybe her experience in adult work has made it so that intimacy with her partner is something she has to tolerate now. I don't know.
Well, when it's
crazy.
When she's getting after it with Jason Love in a scene, she doesn't stop the scene because birds are chirping or a car drives by or Jason didn't take the trash out before the scene, man. I mean, it's
no, that's it. No.
Well, I also have seen a lot of healthy relationships in porn where both of them are doing porn. And honestly, the guy is always oohing and awing over his woman and making sure she knows that she feels that she's pretty.
Oh yeah, but he doesn't have to worry about taking the trash out before the.
No, but it is equal partnership.
Does he fluff the other guy?
Thing. I don't think it's like a one-time thing that makes the girl like, oh, I don't want to fuck. I think it's like over time. It's like
built
this thing
up.
keeps happening.
Death by 1,000 paper
Sure.
cuts.
I mean, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I think that should have something to do with ending the relationship.
Quite honestly,
you
I don't
think?
think she's into the guy that she's with.
About this topic.
I don't have an opinion on it.
He's very quiet over here.
I would rather have you guys talk about this one.
About this one.
I'm bored.
Do you do those things? Do you do those things without being asked or nagged?
I don't think she should withhold sex if I don't take out the trash. I think that's
it's not about withholding sex. If she wants to,
Getting in the mood.
Listen, it's slavery's against the law. She can withhold whatever the fuck she wants. My point is, if she doesn't want to have sex because I didn't take out the trash, there is a fundamental problem in our relationship.
Yeah.
That is my issue. It's like, me doing that task is what is required for you to feel sexual arousal for me? You don't like me that much. I'm not wrong about this. That's the issue. And there are men, millions of men all over this country who are just literally chore play, like you said before, doing all kinds of things for their wives so that their wives will tolerate sex with these men. And I was like, it's crazy.
Where do you think that comes from?
I think it comes from
boredom.
I think it also comes from men not holding up their part of the bargain by being less masculine. Because that's what they're taught.
Yeah.
They watch Chris GQ Perry, they watch Will Hitchens, they watch Justin Baldoni, and they're consistently given horrible advice. Or they watch when adult actresses give advice to men. It's always this kind of nonsense. That's one place. And so the men go in there and they're just like, I'm not going to set any kind of boundaries. And I'm just happy wife, happy life. I'm going to do whatever I can to just make her happy every day. Meanwhile, she's losing respect for him every day. That's one of the issues. And the other issue is you can be a woman and you can be married in a relationship and still have access to social media. And on social media, even though you're married, guys will still hit you up. And if some of those guys are better looking or higher status in your perception than your husband becomes lower and lower. There's plenty of studies that show this. When men watch adult stuff, they deem their partners to be less attractive. When women are consistently see images of men that are more attractive than their husband, they consider their husband to be less attractive. It's just that's the function. So that you take those two things, you put them together, men being taught to not be masculine, women being taught that they can just do better, then you're going to get into a situation like this where it's like, well, he's not really worth my time, but if he takes out the trash, I'll tolerate sex with him. Yeah. That's all I heard.
Is this shocking to you?
I'm not married, so
well,
I haven't been. Leveraging sex is
not okay.
Over a trash can is kind of weird.
Yeah. But I also wonder, do you think that it has a lot to do with how society is today of the sugar babies and sugar daddies?
Transaction.
Yes, because the sugar daddies are too old to fucking do all this stuff. They're too old to go and like.
That's a good question. Like, what if I'm rich enough to have the help? Right? I don't need to worry about trash. I don't need to worry about doing the dishes.
Or even take care of the kids because you can afford a nanny.
I don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
Just hire someone if it's that big.
Yeah, but a lot of the time when you don't.
I think the transactional nature of relationships.
Perfect. Absolutely.
We're saying the quiet part loud. The transactional. Part of relationships. I'm not trying to denigrate you guys if you're sugar babies, but like it used to be something that you kept on the DL. Not anymore.
Yeah,
if you're a
COVID
sugar
kinda
baby
changed
now,
that.
you start a podcast. That's what you do now. Like if you're a sugar baby, you go on and make clips about it and go mega viral because you have your sugar daddy and you strip at the club and you have an OF at the same time. It's like, I'm an entrepreneur. I've got 3 sources of income. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening now. It is like, it's so acceptable to do this now. And I think that's part of where the difference is. And so what that does is...
Alina has an opinion on this.
Entry-level sex work.
Okay.
Is what it is.
So you consider sugar... you're saying this.
Yes.
You consider sugar babying entry-level sex work.
Yes.
Okay.
It is sex work, but I don't agree that it's entry level because...
It's hard.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like... I think it's harder than I do porn. Can I say that word? Yeah. Okay, and I do OnlyFans. But the thing is that
I think we've established you work in porn.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that I have the safety barrier around it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know, they're going with these guys to their houses on trips. You're in way more danger.
Yeah.
Than doing what I'm doing with directors and having someone else like videotape me and in my own home where I have my own possessions to protect me. You know, so I don't feel like it's really
the gun
entry
in the
level.
nightstand's always there.
Yeah, okay. I don't think it's entry level. I don't think escorting is entry level. I think that is way far more dangerous than what I'm doing.
You disagree?
I'm not saying it's entry level, like it's more basic, but it's easier to get into, and a lot of the women that are sugar babies don't believe that they're sex workers. Sugaring is probably requires more effort than you're saying.
Yeah. So by that definition, do you think that like sugaring is like? Do you think that the girls who just get into it, do you think that it's like just a form of dating to them?
I don't.
Depends on how old they are.
Some women really love those people.
Well, because I'm well aware of the sugaring scene that's in Miami, and like it seems to me like a lot of the women who are there think of it as just another form of dating, because it's just transactional to them. It's just everything's above board. Now, remember when
are they sexually attracted to a 90-year-old man?
That's a really good
probably
point.
Not. But the thing is that remember what Orion Taraban said on your show? He said that the negotiation or the transaction was invisible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When you're sugaring, it's no longer invisible anymore. It's all.
It is gray, but it is not invisible. It is still gray because you're not paying her an allowance for X amount of sexual encounters.
Yeah, I mean,
quid pro, which is what quid pro quo prostitution
There's
is.
different variances of sugaring too. It's like, okay, here's your allowance kind of thing, or it's you start a podcast. Then there's the ones where it's just sort of like low key, on the low key kind of thing, where it's just like, okay, I'm paying you to be with me, but I'm not giving you an allowance. I'm not giving you you drive your own damn car kind of thing.
I have a friend of mine who she's like a career sugar baby, lives here, and she met a guy who basically was in the sugar daddy category, but she's very physically attracted to him, and he proposed marriage to her, and they're getting together now. And I've talked to her about it, and I was joking with her. I was like, hey, we're all going to go out clubbing, let's go. And she's like, no, like I'm really going to be with this one guy? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. No, she really is. She
I think
settled
that's
down
one
for
in
this
a
dude.
million instances, though.
Again, yeah, it's basically Pretty Woman is what you're saying. And in this situation, and then when I saw a picture of her in front of the Eiffel Tower with him, I was like, oh, this is for real. Like, she just found one, and she's going to stick with this dude. And,
I feel like you can have a connection.
What's wrong with this guy?
I feel like you can have a connection with somebody and you can truly fall in love in a sugar baby situation. But I think that the modern day 21-year-old, 22-year-old with a 70-year-old is going to find love? No.
I think that they don't know the difference. Like, I was listening, actually.
If love is a transaction, does it matter?
Tate was literally, he just made a video the other day and he was talking about if a girl keeps getting bags and keeps going on trips, then eventually she just starts to love the guy. He's like, you saying that's not love? Well, eventually it becomes, you agree with that. You think that it just becomes love.
It becomes an approximation of it.
What he said is the difference between that and the other type of love is like razor thin. I personally don't agree. I think genuine attraction that is void of money is very different than somebody wanting. But I've never been with someone who just wants me for money, so I don't know. But I would imagine it's different.
Well, and it's not like, okay, and also you're not 70 years old, so.
Yeah.
But if a 70-year-old and a 22-year-old are getting together and she says she loves, you cannot tell me she's not on Instagram looking at guys and trying to hook up with them on the down low. You cannot tell me. And that's the same if it was the other way around. If a 70-year-old woman was getting with a 22-year-old guy, you know that they're going to be hitting up
I was in college.
people.
I was lonely. I needed a PS5.
Oh my God.
It's whatever. You know what I'm saying?
It goes both ways in that
$20 is $20.
PS5 secured.
All right. The reason I brought this video to light, and I wanted to throw this because I knew it would make you crazy. Guys, the guy, just a quick shout out to.
Can I say one thing real quick? When I hit 100K subscribers, that same week I was demonetized. For reasons I still don't understand. Appealed to get remonetized, got rejected. And so you guys know when you're in that position, it's like you're dead. Like, that's very, very hard to come back from that. Hired a consultant. We took out all the profanity on my YouTube channel. 6 months later, reapplied, and now magically I'm back from the dead and I'm remonetized. So this is the first episode I think we've done in a year where you guys can super chat on YouTube, and I've turned on monetization. So for all the people who are watching on YouTube, if you guys want to send in a
on
super
his
chat,
channel,
I would
not
love
the
it.
Access
I
Race
haven't
channel,
read
which is demonetized.
I have not read a super chat in over a year, so I'd be honored to read your super chat. All right, go ahead.
I was going to say So on whatever podcast, Brian, shout out to you. They just recently had Eva Lovia. They had Ayala, I think is what her name is. And then I don't know if they did they have Lily Phillips was on there as well.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, our good friend Lily Phillips.
I met Lily the other day. Shout out to Lily. She's very nice.
1001.
Very nice.
Anyways, so I just want to point out, guys, Brian, whatever podcast, this is the conversation you should have had on your show with Andrew Wilson. This is the question that needed to get asked. This was the question that you should have brought up. This is the topic you should have brought up with Eva Lovia. Instead of this religious crap, instead of this back and forth with moralizing and your moral crises and everything else, this is a question you should have been asking, especially when it came to Eva Lovia, because Eva Lovia is basically trying to rebrand herself, and this is where this is going. When you have a woman who's been in porn for as long as she's been in porn for right now and is trying to sort of pivot into sort of this guru, dating coach, whatever she is, this was the wall you should have nailed her to, and I'm glad we could at least have this conversation on this show. So there you have it. Now, to make you even more crazy.
Are you gonna show the video?
No, I got other one here. I got another one here for you guys. Let's see, where did it go? Our good friend Mackin makes another appearance.
An analysis of 12,775 individuals found that kind, helpful men were more likely to attract girlfriends. This study probably surprises some of the weird dating gurus on here who say you need to be a bad person to attract a girlfriend, but it wouldn't surprise any of the scientists in my field. Study after study after study finds that women are attracted to generous, pleasant men. In fact, women's intense attraction to prosociality might be part of the reason why it evolved. Nice guys finish last is a myth men use to comfort themselves after rejection. It feels good to hear that she ghosted you because you were just too good of a person. But empirically, it's much more likely she perceived you as unattractive, or broke, or creepy, or annoying, or any of the other things that women actually reject men over.
Yep. I agree.
There's a couple issues here. Number one, what women report versus what they date. It's very obvious. You can see that those two things don't line up. And it's not. So what's happened is we've turned a knob, and the knob goes like this: mean all the way here, and then nice all the way here. And then we're saying, okay, mean gets me more girls, and nice gets me fewer girls. When in reality, this knob is not correlated to getting girls. The knob that's correlated to getting girls is boundaries, no boundaries. That's what it is. Not being able to be manipulated, easily manipulated. That's actually what's going on. But because that requires nuance and understanding, instead we use the words mean and nice. I'm saying this like kindergartner because I know some of you guys, I got to break this down for you, okay? You having boundaries, yeah, I know I saw. You having boundaries as a man for a woman who's never been rejected before. Again, in my most recent relationship, nobody had ever told my girlfriend no before. And when I would be like, hey, we're not going to do this. And for me, it was just like normal boundaries that I had learned from just being a man, being in the military, running my own company. She would have a tantrum sometimes because it was from her standpoint, she had never been told no before. From her standpoint and from the standpoint of her guy best friend that she may cry on the shoulder, hypothetically, I'm mean. I'm a bad guy. Do you guys see that? Because I have boundaries, I'm a bad guy. But I'm not a bad guy. I just had boundaries. Then the other guy is like, well, everything she says is like, okay, well, what's your favorite place? Where do you want to eat? I got you flowers on our first date. I do all these things for you, but you haven't done anything to earn affection from me. And then you reject me, and it's because I'm a nice guy. No, it's because you can clearly see
I love how you're looking straight at me.
It's like you can.
It's like you're telling me directly.
Sorry, Alina. It's like you can.
I felt very attacked there.
Sorry. It's that you could see I have no boundaries. I have no boundaries. I feel that it would be harder for a woman to respect a guy who's literally giving away all of his intent when she's done nothing to earn it. And so I think that's where what I'm saying is Mackin's partially right and partially wrong. He's right in that what he's saying about nice guy thing being a myth, but where he's wrong is that the idea that women are reporting that they like nice guys and therefore they date nice guys when all of us can see that is absolutely not true. What they report, what they say they want nice guys, they date guys who have boundaries. That's the difference.
Yeah, I have to say the nice guys that I have met, I'm not sexually attracted to. Whether it's not even just over looks, it's over how they handle themselves. And then also, they're creepy. They seem too eager.
Okay, so you just said it. Too eager. Too eager is no boundaries. Creepy. Too eager. Creepy. No boundaries. That's what he's talking about. The other thing with, and I didn't read the whole survey, so I don't want to misquote Mackin here, but the other issue is there's no survey where women aren't going to say they like nice guys. Do you understand? Like what I'm saying is there's no possibility if I were to survey 10,000 women, do you like nice guys or mean guys? There's no survey, there's no cohort of women in the world. If it's 1,000, I'm not saying a couple of them wouldn't say this, but most women are going to say, I would prefer nice guys, which means the unreliable narrator.
You know what I like? If a guy, first of all, he's not a nice guy, but he's mean to everyone else.
You like that?
Yes.
But again,
that's actually a pretty
extra nice to you?
boundaries.
Yeah, but not like creepy, extra nice. Like he's not doing everything for me, but it's like the good medium. Like he's a protector.
This correlates with some research I was just looking at recently, and it's that women want a dominant man or a dominant male, someone with a capacity for violence, but only that serves her interests and her future offspring's interests. Okay. So he's to be dominant, but only to her advantage, right? To the family's advantage. Don't be an asshole, but only be an asshole to people that I don't like.
Okay, he's now a nice guy to her, but still has boundaries. So Mackin's data is not incorrect, but when he goes, it's a cope for these men because they were like, I was nice. He's not also wrong about that. What's happened is these men who are nice, what they are is they just don't have boundaries. They've decided to, they communicate in a passive aggressive manner, which is unattractive to a lot of women. And then they don't understand that it's unattractive because that type of communication maybe works for them at work, or maybe that's how they communicate with their parents. And when they start to talk to someone of the opposite sex, they don't know how to communicate with them. And so they lose all boundaries. And because of that, women find them creepy, too eager.
I was
That's
gonna
where
say
those words come from.
you're not putting enough emphasis on the creepy side.
Yeah, but hold on. Creepy is only something you can, like, I can see creepy too, but creepy is something you experience. Boundaries are something I can witness as a third party. Objectively, I can say this guy has no boundaries.
Well, it's not even just boundaries on the guy having boundaries. It's also getting into the woman's space and just like always having their hand on you, always putting their arm around you.
Possessiveness.
Yeah, and it's like
Eager.
It's a gross way of possessive.
It's mate guarding, and you're not a mate yet.
So that it's mate guarding.
Sorry,
you're
I
not a
cut you
mate,
off.
and then but what it also shows is his standards are lower. Again, it's not that if a woman is beautiful, I can be attracted to her, but I'm not gonna give her the fucking moon if she hasn't done anything to earn it, because my standards are higher,
simping.
which is one of my boundaries. The men who have no standards or boundaries, they're too eager. That was the word you used, which makes them creepy. And what we've done is we conflated no boundaries and eager with nice guy.
Well, and then also you got to remember, like, once you give a nice guy a chance, they think that they have the moon, and they can. A lot of even the nice guys, they cheat on the girls that are 5 times, 10 times out of their league because they got you, so they think that they can even get better or more.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely seen that.
So what makes a girl worthy of this? What you're saying? Like if a girl has to what does she do to give you that?
Compliance, like just showing interest.
Respect?
No, it's not even respect. I just imagine. Okay, hypothetical guy meets hypothetical girl. Okay, this is the most 85% of interactions go like this. She is attractive to him. He is attracted to her. Because he is attracted to her and she has displayed no other characteristics other than her physical attractiveness, here's a necklace, here's dinner, here's a watch, here's vacation, here's flowers. You're so beautiful. He's showing intent, and she's done nothing to earn it other than being physically attractive, which means his standards are lower. He's a lower status man. He's too eager, her word, which makes him more creepy. That's where that comes from, okay? Now, here's what happens. They have a conversation like two humans, not male or female, and during the conversation, he's like, hey, I'm going to go to a place afterwards to have a drink. Do you want to join me? And she comes with him. That's compliance. She goes with him to that place. And then afterwards is like, they talk, they share more stories. He asks her questions, and she just talks, gives more compliance. After a while of compliance, it gets to the point where she's earned his intent. Do you want to go have drinks tomorrow night? She's earned a little bit of intent because she's shown compliance, i.e. interest. And then, so because she's earned it, because she's shown some level of investment, then he can show some level of intent. Once he does that, then that shows her he has standards, is less eager and not creepy. That's the difference.
I feel like this is kind of something that I battle in my head personally with dating, because sometimes, like, if a guy doesn't show interest right away, then I'm like holding back from my interest.
Sure, of course, yeah.
Because I'm like, well, I don't want to seem like I'm obsessed or something.
No, totally.
And so then I don't make a move, and then he doesn't make a move, and then we're fucked.
No, but there's a way to do it in a healthy way where nobody's showing all their cards, and that is, hey, let's go grab a drink together. Hey, let's go to hey, you know what? There's a charity event we're doing for animal rescue. Do you want to come with me? And then you come and I introduce you to a bunch of people, and the whole night you just decide to stay with me the whole night. You're showing me compliance and approval, which then I would reward by showing you some intent. But if you've done nothing to garner that intent, you're just pretty with big boobs and green eyes, then I'm not going to give you that intent. This is how men who are really good with women act. This is maybe 5% of men today. 5%. The other 95% is she's hot. You're hot. Go on a date with me. Here's a gift. Go on a date with me. You're so hot. You're so hot. Show me your boobs. Show me your boobs. Intent. Lower status. Too eager. No standards. Creepy. That's 95% of men today. They don't know how to handle that. And that's essentially that's what I've been teaching in my course for the last 18 years is that concept. You're giving away too much too quickly. Go ahead.
Alina.
Do you remember when my lovely friend showed up unannounced to our event?
I remember that.
That individual was the poster child example of what you're talking about with the creepy. Too nice, too let me tuck you into bed type thing.
Touchy-feely.
Yeah.
Always in your bubble.
Overly accommodating.
Wants to give everything
agreeable.
Quickly.
Yes, of course. So me letting you push me over shows I have no boundaries. Me being too touchy, creepy, feely with you or acting like we're in a relationship when we're not shows I have no standards. No standards, no boundaries. Too eager equals creepy. This is hard. For guys, we really need to clip this and just let all the MOI guys see this. Because this is what you need to understand. This is where you're screwing up. This is where pickup got this ass backwards for 18 years. They totally missed out on this. You're showing too much intent. Guys ask me all this time, Michael, how do I get a girl to go on a date with me? I don't ask girls on dates. I say, hey, let's catch up. Let's go to something and catch up. I can't tell you how many dates that ended up in magnificent for me that started off with, hey, let's just go have drinks at Mastro's. Well, drinks at Mastro's turned into dinners at Mastro's. Dinner at Mastro's turned to on stage at Surrender for a Skrillex. On stage Surrender at Skrillex meant back at my place at the hot tub at Panorama Towers, and then she spent the night with me. But it started off with, hey, let's meet up for drinks, because she did not do enough to earn full-on intent from me. So she gives me 5%, I give her 5%. She gives me 5%, I give her 5%. This is how a negotiation works. This is the dance of seduction.
It's equal. It's being equally invested.
Correct. But instead, what most men do, go on a date with me. You're so hot. You're big or boobs.
Dating
Show me.
is simping.
It comes off as a
simping. Let me send you
stalker.
money. Subscribe to your OnlyFans. That's what most guys do.
I mean,
and it's 95-5 right now.
That's
It
what
comes off as
Tristan said.
strongers.
Well, Tristan, one of the greatest things Tristan Tate has ever said is that simping is an unequal exchange of value between people, and if it's only one-sided, and if it's you're so pretty, here's some presents, here's some flowers, here's some. That's simping. The plain and simple. If there's no reciprocation to it, there's nothing left. I want to point out.
Why always got to put me on a spot over here?
Because you're on camera.
Yeah,
Do
okay.
it.
I want to point out that the reason why I brought this up here is because I think obviously I agree with Mike, but the other thing is that you have to also take into consideration that women are attracted to dark triad personality traits. So you've got to remember that there's such a thing as 50 Shades of Grey.
Let's say this.
Or Tinder Swindler. Those are stories that get big press because women are attracted to the guy who is the asshole.
Let's say this. If I had in front of me right now 10,000 women who were indeed provably attracted to dark triad traits, 9,999 of them would not admit to being attracted to dark triad traits.
That's why
which
you have
makes
to
this survey, when women say what they're attracted to, invalid. It's not totally invalid, but it's mostly invalid. It's not that some women probably do like nice guys and some women don't. It's just that the women who don't like nice guys, who are attracted to dark triad traits, are never going to admit it. Huh?
What are the dark triads?
Narcissism, Machiavellianism, and sociopathy.
Psychopathy.
What's sociopathy?
Being a sociopath.
Oh.
Just absolutely devoid of empathy.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, and we want all those things?
No, but women, it's mostly narcissism. Have you ever seen a woman attracted to a man who's a narcissist complain afterwards?
All the fucking time.
Okay,
for me.
wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry, Mackin. Look, no, this is my point. This is my point. It's like after the fact. Now, they will admit to the man being a narcissist after the fact, but yet will never admit to being attracted to narcissists.
I think
which
it's
is why
confidence.
the survey data is never complete. It's
Yeah.
never accurate.
I think it's a confidence that narcissists provide that we're attracted to.
But you're saying narcissistic personality traits. It's
like a challenge.
Which I feel like
narcissistic personality, yes.
Not actual.
Narcissist.
Yeah.
narcissistic traits compared to
by order of
narcissism.
degree. Now, the reason I brought this up is because the research that I have is pretty much shows that women are attracted to characters that display those character traits, meaning narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, I believe it is. But it is so across the board consistent that you can even find hell, even the birth rate for gang members is higher than non-gang members. Like, women want to get with guys who are bad boys. They like bad boys. Why the fuck can we not just accept the fact that women like jerks, and whether or not they're
because of what it says about women?
Well,
because of what it says about women.
The thing is I feel like the people that I know, we all know that we like bad guys.
Yeah, but we don't want to, like, when you ask a woman, like, what are you attracted to? She's going to say, I like a guy who's funny, confidence. He's got to be ambitious. He's got to love his mom. He's got to like puppy dogs. He's got to want kids in the future. He's like Disneyland and rainbows and walks on the beach and all this other stuff that are long-term security qualities, right? I see myself with a guy like this going into the future and having babies with and starting a family with. And then you go, what do you find attractive? What is arousing to you about a guy's like physique, about his attitude and everything? Well, he's got to have muscles. We were just going through this.
Yeah.
He's got to look like he's got to look like he's got a swimmer's body. He's got to have, he's got to have a nice butt. He's got to have a V taper. He's got to have pecs. He's got to have 6-pack abs.
No traps.
He's got to have no trap, very minimal traps.
Yo, we're sitting right here. This is really not funny. Like, we're right here.
But those are the aspects of a guy that are arousing, not attractive. Now, when you take those two qualities, the best of all those, and you put them together, that's what women call the total package.
Well, I feel like we as women, we have like two types, There's like there's like the guy that you have sex with. He's good for that. He's hot. He's this and that. But then there's a guy that you actually see potential in. So it's like it could go either way.
Dads versus cads.
Sex with both of them, but both of them have different meanings.
All right, let me see if you agree with this here.
When it comes to men, us women place guys into 3 categories. The first category is the guy that we meet and we instantly just want. The sexual chemistry is high. We don't care what they do or how much they make, they are getting it. The second type
nice guys?
Is the guy that he's okay. He's maybe not that good looking, but he's willing to spend money. He's going to pay our bills. He's going to buy us nice things. He's going to take us on all the dinner dates. But is he the one? No. Is sexual chemistry high? Or mid, probably. And then there's a third guy. The third guy doesn't have a shot in hell. There is nothing that he can do. There is no amount of money that he can make that would make us want him. He is a no right off the bat. Am I lying or am I telling the truth?
I don't agree with the middle one.
The middle one? You think this is on or it's off?
Because I don't think it has something to do with money. It has nothing to do with money.
I think for her it has to do with money.
I think for her, yes. But for me, honestly, and the middle one is like, yeah, they might not be that as attractive as the first one, but they have other qualities that's marriage material.
Right, makes them sexy.
Yes. And like you have a deep connection like with your soul or your emotions with that person. What I don't know what that girl is talking about.
There's times like where I may not be like right away attracted to someone, but then their personality makes them like the hottest person in my mind.
Yeah, I definitely have dated somebody who was not attractive at all, but the personality was so amazing. And honestly, that's the only time I probably have ever fell in love.
Ugly hot.
Yes.
So what I want to say is the third part, she is lying. She's wrong. I have 3,000 clients, several of which have been rejected by women previously. And because we use mechanisms of social hierarchy, social status, social proof, and pre-selection, we take them and women who previously weren't attracted to them become attracted to them. That is something absolutely that men are capable of doing. But from her perspective, a man going from not being attractive to her to being attractive is impossible. So she can't see that as being.
I think it's possible.
What'd you say?
I definitely think it's possible.
Yeah, for sure. So again, you talked about a personality that turned out to be great. It's exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for you to experience his personality, which made him go up a couple of points, shout out to the Black Pillars, In order for you to see that, he has to take you from an unfamiliar environment to a familiar environment where he can display his personality. And when he does so, he goes up a couple of points in your estimation and he's more attractive to you.
Yes.
And one way you might say that is he has generated attraction in you with his personality.
Yes.
Meaning that generating attraction is possible. Sorry, Black Pillars, one more time. I apologize. I know several of you are going to report this video.
And you don't have to go to Thailand to do it.
Exactly. You can generate attraction with certain mechanisms, personality, charisma, humor. Confidence, but also pre-selection, social status.
Consideration.
Exactly. Beautiful.
I got a question. Do you guys trust nice guys less?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're not actually nice.
Because you're nice to every single person that you meet. You're doing this. No, I'm just saying, like, as a nice
They become
guy. Like,
stalkers.
You're doing this much for every girl you meet. That's a little weird.
That's because
they're the
no
ones
other
that
girl
message
wants
you multiple times in a day, nonstop,
Good
saying,
morning.
"Hey, how are you? Good morning. Are you?" And then they get mad at you for not typing, being like, "You're such a bitch.
Oh.
You're just this and that."
Oh, yeah,
those are the nice guys.
Poor slut.
They
Everything
switch
after
up on
don't
you when you
respond.
don't respond to them.
Or if you simply say, "Sorry, I'm not interested."
Again.
No, I just don't message back.
Low standards, no boundaries, easily affected. Being easily affected, no offense, is a very feminine quality. Being very, lose my shit, oh my God, she didn't write back, you stupid whore. That is being affected. That is a low status feminine quality. It's a childlike quality that some men have, okay?
Their mom didn't love them enough.
If a girl ghosted me, again, I'm out with my friends doing something else, or I'm building my 9-figure business. I don't even notice it fucking happen because my standards are higher. I'm not eager. I have boundaries, so I don't double and triple text. Where are you? Why didn't you come? Blah, 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 whatever. And I just go on with my life, charge it to the game, not concerned with it. Women are flaking more than ever now, in part because of social media. And so it doesn't bother me. I'm unaffected. I'm dispassionate. So dispassionate, has boundaries, and also has higher standards. Those are the things that women find attractive. Not mean versus nice. It's standards, it's boundaries, and it's actually being unaffected by things that women do.
You know what fucks me up sometimes? Like right now, I have a guy who he is a very good photographer. He has amazing photos, but he's verified on Instagram. Okay. And I've looked at his stuff. He's in New York. He goes around. He goes to Miami. He does this and this and this. And he keeps on being like, I want to talk to you. 90,000, 80,000, like fucking just upping it. Can I buy you a Porsche? I'm like, I have never messaged him back because one, I think you're fake.
You can buy me a Porsche.
I mean, I would love those things.
But just imagine if I'm a guy and a woman says, I'll buy you a Porsche off the rip. I'm like, there is something super wrong with you for wanting to buy me a Porsche. This is what I'm saying.
I'm thinking that this person's a predator.
Yeah, well, again, no standards. Exactly right, yes.
And then also, I'm like, I can't even verify if he even has this amount of money.
Somebody said in the chat, 80,000 rupees. Indian rupees.
Like, I would love these things, but when people offer those things to me, I'm like, it's too good to be true. Something has to give.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I said the same thing to guys. You go to the club, it's like, yeah, man, I go to this one club and these girls just come hit on me all the time. Prostitutes, transsexuals. That's generally who you're dealing with. Do you want to know who?
What's the name of the club? Yes. Sapphire.
No, don't say that. Shout out to Sapphire, my favorite club. Neither one of those things ever at Sapphire.
Happens there.
Never. That is not true. Shout out to Sapphire,
Las
CH3,
Chicas Bonitas.
Peppermint Hippo,
We love you, Rhino.
Spearmint Rhino. Love all you guys equally. All of you are my children. Incredible.
Okay. You ready for another one? Let's get one of yours in here. How's that? This is one you gave me.
Cheated and I'm proud. And this is my punishment.
You shouldn't be. That sucks.
I cheated and I'm proud. See? Girls support girls. I cheated and I'm proud. Hell yeah. I cheated and I'm proud. I'll say it with my chest. Hell yeah, I'll do it again. Why? Which part?
This whole thing. Why?
Because I cheated. So it's like, now I have to do the walk of shame. Yeah, of course. All the girls are like so supportive, and I'll do it again. And I'll do it again. Thank you, Queen. That's what I was, she gets it. I cheated and I'm proud. I cheated and I'm proud. I cheated and I'm proud.
That's funny that you picked this out because I had on my show about 2 weeks ago, there was another Instagram video like this, and it was this guy. He was married. He was being paraded through a mall with a similar like sign that was sort of, you know, like a scarlet letter, you know, put it over him. And it said, you know, I cheated or something. The wife is there just pointing out, he cheated. And
Everyone's scolding him.
Yeah, everyone's schooling him. And everybody's like wants to throw shit at him and just like scold him and shame him and everything. And it is such a contrast
No one
to
even
this
mess
one.
it- didn't even
Everybody's
mess with
like,
her.
yeah, you go, girl.
Not only
you know?
you go, girl,
Yeah.
like that. The dudes were like, well, sounds to me like she's DTF. Let me get her number. Can I get a
Yeah,
picture with you?
what's
Let me
your
get your
Instagram? I
number.
know.
Clearly, you're
Yeah.
DTF. Let's hang out.
I wonder
later.
if it would be any different if a person who is not like a woman who is unattractively like attractive, like someone who might be like bigger or don't have a pretty face.
There's in those
No, I
in
think
that
all
I
women
wonder.
still respect
I wonder
someone
if somebody will
attractive.
change.
in that situation, there's no way in polite society today, as woke as things are, for any one of those dudes to come up and shame her for what she did, unless she is actually walking by Zerka, Sneeko, and Myron Gaines. Like, it's not happening. No one is walking up to her and be like, you should be ashamed, you whore. No one's going to say that to her in polite company because that's just not how society works anymore. But if you're a man, they sure as hell will.
Are
And
you on
that's the difference.
TikTok?
Huh?
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah,
I don't know any.
Do you know
woman
Ash
that-
Trevino?
I don't.
Look her up in the next few days. She's mind-blowing, awful. But
What'd she do? What happened?
Ash Trevino.
Oh, there's so much lore. So first of all, she married multiple inmates. She had like 35 under her belt. Like she's an inmate hopper.
Okay.
That's how she started to become famous.
Inmate. Prison.
Hopper. Yeah, prison hopper.
Wow.
Yes.
I've never met them.
Then she started dating people who were like 22. She's 35. She is very unattractive. Sorry, Ash Trevino, but she is. Yeah, you can look her up.
I will.
She is just a bad mom. She literally has said that she has pulled her daughter's hair because her husband at the time, with the dad, gave the kid more attention.
God.
She also has.
I'm ashamed to say I know who she is now.
She's awful. That's just a little bit. You can go for like I want to say a whole month. Every single day there's new stuff.
I would probably say she's probably a psychopath.
No, she's but
Yeah,
it's
you'd be
over
right
needing.
about that.
But it's
Yeah.
over needing. She is so like she. I don't know what happened to her in her life, but she wants this validation from a man that she does she's not getting. She wants to be number one and only one, and she's not able to get that from the men.
Yeah,
Correct, and has no empathy for others.
Yes.
That's a cluster B personality disorder.
Mhm.
She's incapable of empathy.
Yeah.
By the way, it's a lot of people think that sociopathy is like a function of trauma. It isn't. You were born that way. I think this woman's probably born a psychopath. That's
Yeah.
probably what
She will even go into another room when the 21-year-olds aren't paying her attention, and she'll fake cry just so that she gets attention, and she still doesn't get attention.
So it's her right here.
Yeah, that's her.
That's her.
You know what I think would be a great
There's
a
someone
great
for her.
episode for you guys if you guys can
ugly.
get
It's
Camila
just-
from the Bob House to go on your podcast or her podcast.
Mm-hmm.
She is amazing. You would love her. She will go toe to toe with you.
Okay, well, hit her up and tell her to
Yeah,
go
tell
toe
her-
to toe
tell her
with
to
me.
come say hi to us. Yes.
I'll make her love me.
Okay,
All
what's
right.
next?
Let's go.
Oh,
to
yeah.
some videos.
Here you go.
Instagram models do not get wiped. How many times do I have to tell you guys that? It's a video circulating on the internet of Terry McLaurin and his fiance talking on the sidelines before the playoff game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And of course, there's people in the comments talking about the looks of his fiance, calling her all types of names and saying that they thought that she would look better and saying that they thought that he could do better since he's a professional athlete. And I'm here to tell you, when I look at her, she looks like a damn wife. I want you guys to get this illusion out of your damn head that these young professional athletes are supposed to be married to Instagram models. And I'm here to tell you, when it comes to those Instagram models, they are not going to do some of the things that other women would do to satisfy you. And I'm getting to the point where I realize that these young athletes cannot win in any situation, because if Terry McLaurin was engaged to a snow bunny, we would be on here talking about the fact that he's playing in the snow. If he got an Instagram model pregnant, we'll be on here talking about he got an Instagram model pregnant and she only with him for his money. But here he is, he has a hard-working wife. She has her own money. She loves him for him, and then people have something to say about their looks. We have to get this illusion out of our head and remember that these Instagram models with these hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of followers, they don't get married for a reason, because we have fun with Instagram models. We do not wife Instagram models. Remember that.
Wow, it's pretty crazy. What do you guys think?
Goddamn. I'm an
Anybody?
Instagram model.
Any response to ladies?
I think people think that like athletes and rock stars and rappers and anybody with like any kind of like even low level celebrity needs to be with somebody who is like super high. Like if you know,
I think it depends on the sport.
I do agree with what he said before. Is like when he was with a white girl, then we make fun of him for being with a snow bunny. If he's with another girl who's really attractive, she's only with him for the money. And now he's with a girl who like has her own money and really likes him. Well, then she's not hot enough. And the thing is, what the real reality is, Terry McLaurin's famous and you're not. Terry McLaurin is a Pro Bowl wide receiver for the Washington Commanders, and you are not. And because of that, you want to talk about it, and that's the issue. No matter what you do, if the girl is too pretty, she's just with you for the money.
They're never going to be happy.
Exactly. Like again, it doesn't make any difference. So they're not going to be happy. So that's part of the problem. But the other issue is what he's saying is correct. Like these happy relationships are not with girls who look like Instagram models. There were girls that you're happy with who are good to you and bring peace into your life. Do not exaggerate. Do not accuse. Do not attack. And don't tell you how you feel. They ask you how you feel. Understand boundaries, or do things in order to protect the brand and build the empire. That's the girl that you end up wifing. She doesn't have to be an Instagram model in order for you to have that. So I think what he's making a good point. It's like these Instagram models don't get wifed up.
I tell you, hello, there is Instagram models who want to show love.
There are.
Hi.
I'm one of them.
My name's Cheyenne.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
See?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Let's collab.
I agree with a lot of them, because a lot of Instagram models are there for like the check a lot, and I don't want to say for everyone, but for me, I grew up in a small town. I grew up on a farm. I grew up from family values. Like I love to garden. I love to cook. My love language is acts of service / cooking.
Yeah.
Like that is what I love doing. That I love showing my affection through them tasting my food and seeing their face light up. Tasting my food is all I need. But I've also grown up, I mean, I wouldn't say old values, but to extent, yes. Exactly. So there are girls out there. It's just, I feel like it's the difference between people who grew up in a city and people who grew up in like rural country. You disagree? That's fine.
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
I would love to hear your input.
Or you're saying you can't have those values and have grown
If you're
up
in a city? No, I just say it's more likely. That's what I meant. It's more likely for city girls who are in Instagram and all that stuff, because they're
not householders.
Yes.
And that's what she is. She's that house. She can run a household.
Let's try this. Tell me if you agree with this. The woman he chose gets her validation and stimulus from her husband. The women he didn't choose get their validation and stimulus from social media. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The ones who get, if I'm in a relationship with a woman and her primary source of validation and stimulus is me and our relationship,
Yes.
that will work.
Yes.
If her primary source of validation is the
Instagram.
clout I can bring her and the attention she garners on Instagram, that will not work. I've said this before a million times. The correlation for a successful relationship is not she's a Christian, she's a redhead, she's a Scorpio, whatever. It's does she require extemporaneous stimulus from our relationship to feel validated, or can she get all the validation she needs inside of the relationship? If she can, that will work. If she cannot, it will not work.
Yes, and I do believe like that's a big part of what I am, but also I do a lot of social media. I'm in the industry. A lot of my work it's not even validation from the outside world, but I kind of have to take that so then I can be successful in my own self.
Way. You're in a committed monogamous relationship with a man, and that guy from Grey's Anatomy messages you on IG.
Yes.
What do you do?
I would obviously message back.
You message him back, but you're in a committed relationship.
Oh, I'm in a committed relationship.
In a committed monogamous relationship.
You're making him food.
You're gonna ask.
You see, no, again, this is my point. This is exactly my point. You require stimulus outside the relationship.
Your answer has been said.
If the relationship is amazing and it's a healthy relationship, I would stay with my relationship.
I agree with you say with your relationship, but I also think you'd message the dude back. I think both things are true. And I think you agree
But it
with
wouldn't
me.
be over clout. It would be because he's hot. There's a difference.
It's validation. It's stimulus outside the relationship and validation you're getting outside the relationship.
Has someone out there like.
But here's the thing. Granted,
Agree.
But here's also the thing.
While I agree with you, 80% of relationships are ended by women. That's why it doesn't make it that much of a difference whether or not men find outside stimulus.
I've been broken up way more times.
They report the same level. When men cheat on their wives, they report the same level of marital satisfaction as men who don't cheat on their wives. Because it's not, one has nothing to do with the other. If a man cheats or if a man looks at another woman, he's not more likely to leave you. He actually isn't more likely to leave you. In fact, men are just not likely to leave women in general. It's about 4 or 5 to 1 women leaving relationships. And this is not a function of men not living up either. I've heard this argument. This argument is completely moot. And the reason why I know it is because in lesbian relationships, 78% of the time they get divorced. 78% of the time. So when women don't have men to blame, they're still getting divorced. And in homosexual relationships, it's 28% of the time. So if the men are the problem, why are they getting divorced less? If women aren't the problem, why are they getting divorced more? It's because men aren't the problem. But women have a proclivity to want to end relationships more than men. Why is it? You remember what I talked about before about the disgust? You want to protect your offspring. Any sort that ick feeling you have is you evolutionarily protecting. It's a mismatch, but it's you protecting your offspring from a weird dude or a weird situation. That's why you're doing it. So you're just, again, there's 2 pilots and one of them is just more likely to pull the ejection handle. The one who's more likely to pull the ejection handle is female. That's just the way it works. Okay, in the relationship, women are more likely to pull the ejection handle. That's just the truth. 4 to 1.
A wise woman leaves before she is left.
For sure, but most women aren't left. That's my point.
I also think that like would I stay in a relationship that I know is a done deal and is healthy, or would I go after somebody that is just a poker chip?
Okay, but I've also seen women in healthy, happy relationships with guys who treat them well and still get bored and leave. In fact, I'm used to seeing that. In fact, that's the majority of what I see.
I've been broken up more.
But that's the nice guy.
I've only left one guy in my life. All the rest have broken up with me. So
you are also in a unique line of work.
No, this is before I got into it.
Okay, got it.
This is in North Dakota. I have not had a boyfriend since moving here.
Yeah.
Vegas is different.
I just don't have no interest.
See, the thing is, in the social media age, it's like women have access to Instagram where if you were to go, you don't have to be a porn star. You could just be an attractive woman. You put a few pictures up on Instagram. You now have access, worldwide access to guys who are instantly going to be in your DMs, who are going to throw like after like, and hey, girl, looking good. You fine, blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, you could be a housewife and still, be in good shape, and you come and you throw whatever you want to on social media, and you're going to suddenly get access to all of this positive affirmation that men simply do not have access to, unless you are extraordinarily, exceptionally good looking. And why would you be on it if you were? So the thing is like, if you're in a relationship already to begin with, the guy is already at a disadvantage because he doesn't have access to that, to that level of affirmation or that level of sort of like positive reinforcement that women have just all automatically for just simply putting pictures up.
So I have a question. So you know that whole thing that, like women get mad at their man for looking at other women on or liking a post on Instagram. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's what I consider.
I think it's bullshit.
Well,
Weird.
So here's the thing is if I am in a committed relationship with you, okay, and it's closed on your end and it's closed on my end. If I go and I flirt with a waitress or something, a waitress comes up to me and starts flirting with me or whatever. If I go out there and I make the effort, I'm selling myself. I have to be the one, men have to be the one to go out and make the approaches, to convince you to want to like me, to convince you to want to be with me. So men tend to take a position of being the salesman, the pitchman. If I want to sleep with you, I have to convince you to sleep with me, or I have to be good looking enough. There's something that is going to, like, whatever it is that's the trigger that gets you into bed with me, I still have to be the one to make the approach. I have to want to actually put myself out there and be the pitchman. For women advertise. All they have to do is look good and have the guy come up to them and say, this is the advertisement, this is what you're going to get if we sleep together. Okay? If we're both in a committed monogamous relationship and it is closed on your end and is closed on my end, if I go and I pitch myself to somebody else, that's me cheating. Okay?
But like pitching yourself is talking, not liking a picture.
Exactly. But if I were to go and pitch myself and say, hey, to another woman or whatever, if I was on Instagram or whatever, and I was saying, hey, I'm available, whatever, that kind of stuff, you would say that that is cheating. If a woman goes on Instagram and she puts pictures of herself on Instagram and she makes it look like she is sexually available in some way, she is still advertising herself, but we don't call it that. We say that's her being an influencer. That's her wanting to look good. That, like, any number of rationale that we can say, well, that's how she makes her money. That she's on OnlyFans. Maybe she's got something else that's going on the side where she just wants to simply look good. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you an example of this right here if you want to look at the screen really quickly. On the left side there, you have Leo Messi, who is would you say he's like one of the greatest soccer players of all time, Nico?
He is.
Yes, okay.
For sure.
That's his Instagram. On the other side is I guess that's his wife or his girlfriend. They're on a family vacation in Aruba or the Bahamas or something like that. Do you notice the difference between those two pictures there?
Photoshopped them out.
Someone is missing in the wife or the girlfriend's shot there. That's advertising.
She gets more by not showing pictures of him. And he actually gets more by showing pictures with her.
Exactly. Yeah. So essentially what you're doing is you've got a guy who presumes that he is in a monogamous relationship where it's closed on his end and closed on her end, and she chooses to remove the greatest soccer player of all time that probably has more sexual selectivity than any other guy on planet Earth. Yeah, he probably did. He's probably the Instagram husband who did that because he doesn't know any different. But that's also might be like the thing. Like maybe like he obviously knows that she's posting these on Instagram. Exactly.
So,
But he doesn't. If that was the case, I would say he probably simply just doesn't know or doesn't realize that he's participating in the advertisement of making his wife look as if she's available.
I also think you have to look at the mindset of men and women. Women, like, they're completely okay with not messaging back. And when a girl messages a guy, a lot of the time they will message back and interact with that person. And I think that's the problem. But I don't think liking a picture is cheating. I really don't. Would you say that liking a picture is pitching? Saying I really if your boyfriend because you know how many times we get likes on our Instagram
You're
photos.
Saying there's malice behind it. Like the intent is there. The mens rea.
Yeah. Oh, you mean so if a guy is going to like a woman's picture on Instagram, then there is some intent to
I'll tell you what, if the man is high status enough,
because now he's pitching.
If the man is high status enough, then it is a pitch. If the man is high, like for instance, if it's Drake who likes one of your photos and he's in a monogamous relationship, she's going to respond. That's the same as pitching. Well, for a man who's low status, him liking your photo, it's meaningless. It's worthless.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Right. So again, goes back to my whole thing about three genders: high status men, women, low status men. High status men, when they show small levels of like interest, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Liking a post, whatever. That's enough to garner interest back from women. Low status men, which is 85% of men, they show interest and women don't care. let me see Bob's and Vagine. Why won't you write me back? Oh my God, I'm in love with you. That kind of stuff.
Have you guys gotten Bob's and Vagine ever in your DMs?
I don't know what that is.
An Indian guy who's extremely uncalibrated.
Have you? No.
Boobs and vagina.
Okay. They're meaning boobs.
Oh, never gotten it. I don't know what that.
On TikTok.
Had no idea.
Babs.
But now I'll be on the lookout.
They spell it wrong and everything. Literally like B-O-B.
Just for the record, if I like your Instagram picture, it's not me pitching. It's me being professional.
No, if I like
a pro, I just do this for a living. I just work here.
You guys
So you agree it can be professional.
You like it? Yes.
If you guys like celebrate a birthday, pay off a house or graduate from college, I will like the photo. I don't like bikini photos or lingerie photos of women. I just don't. There's no reason to do it. You didn't do anything to earn me liking it. If you post a really funny meme, I will like that shit. That's different. It's just the whole thing is men, they take their own lives because they feel like they're worthless. In general, men feel more worthless than women do. Even though women suffer from depression twice as much as men feel worthless. The reason why they feel worthless is because they keep giving attention and intent to women who have done nothing to earn it. And because they keep doing that over and over again, in their estimation, the women estimate these men to be lower and lower and lower status. And that's where we've gotten to now, where it's like under the age of 30, 63% of men are single and 30% of women.
Well, then just like the Instagram model who's with the professional football player that's going for the validation, he's going for that external validation as well.
Sure.
So it's on like both,
Agreed. I'm not telling you that men, don't linger and cheat and all this kind of stuff. That wasn't my point. My point is, for a woman, she has to do so much less to invite than a man does. A woman is just like, hey, it's nice.
All you gotta do is say hi.
Yeah.
Like,
say
hey,
hi.
Hi.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Go to
and
the
then you
gas
get a date. Whereas as a man, I've got to present myself, do several things, follow you around.
You know what's funny is like whenever like I'm on a Telegram or if I get like some anonymous DM that's on my Instagram or something, and I the way I know it's a scam is it's some hot chick in the avatar picture and it's like, hi, how you doing? Thought you were cute or something. I'm like, I'm scared. I was like, "What? You're either trying to kill me or trying to sell me something?"
My response is always the same. What's the weather like in Jakarta today?
How are the Philippines?
Tell me how is Manila this afternoon? Is the weather nice in Tehran? That's always what my response is.
For women, those scams that we get, hey, do you have an OnlyFans manager? Or hey, I see your growth. Like let's double it.
Let's grow your Instagram.
Girl,
I've been responsible for making all of these girls their Instagram and their influence and everything else grow.
All their comments are bots.
Yeah, that's how I know it's a scam.
I used to call those guys out for being scammers, but now I'm afraid they're going to mass report my account. He was like, I know so and so, and I'm like,
they're going to
lock me up. I've had people hit me up, be like, hey, we're influencers. We work for Ty Lopez, and I'm like, Ty's my friend. Hey, Ty, have you ever heard of this person? No. Send them a screenshot. They're going to mass report my account for calling him out for being a con artist. So I just don't even respond to them.
You never respond to them.
You have to meet me. You have to meet me in person.
Respond, then more come.
Yeah, if you want to work with me in some sort of affiliate manner, you must be physically introduced to me by someone who I respect. Bradley, Ty Lopez, Ryan Stewman, someone like that, Dan Fleischman. You have to be introduced to me. Otherwise, I think all of you are scammers, and most of the time I'm right. 95% of the time I'm right.
I just switched out my old iPad for a new iPad, and I had to reinstall all the apps and stuff. And Telegram was one of those apps that you have to get the old stuff and put and swing it over to the next one. And it seems like it's a new account when you do that for whatever reason for Telegram. And so as soon as I put that app on my new iPad, I'm just inundated with all these, and they're all beautiful women. They're like, hey, how you doing? Hi, thought you were cute. Get away from me. All right. Good? Still with us?
No.
You want another cigarette?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Do we have another one?
Let's see. Oh gosh, this is a good one. How about this?
What do you do for work? I'm a content creator, which is code for OnlyFans model, real estate agent, part-time bottle girl, part-time personal trainer. I'm also an at-home girlfriend.
So, what are you looking for? True love. I want a guy to pay all my bills, a penthouse in Brickell or south of 5th, a G-Wagon, I would settle for a Range Rover, a BBL, my nails done, and a Pilates membership.
Okay, nice. So you're into Pilates. Duh. Jet set, solid core, fuse house, 450. I also love memes and ass and abs day at Barry's.
Any other hobbies? Facials by Melissa Fox, face tuning, Ozempic, Botox, lip fillers, walking around Design District, tanning at the Faena, and shopping at Bal Harbor.
Cool, so what are your favorite restaurants? Makoto, Delilah, Carbone, Sexy Fish, Milos, Kiki, Swan, and Brunch Azuma, of course.
Any fun plans this weekend? Yate with the girls with a sponsor who we will not be tagging on Instagram.
Oh, that sounds really fun. Yeah, so can I get a hit of your vape?
To be honest, that's a great TikTok or reel to do. That's amazing. Bravo to them.
That is Miami. There's another one for
I'm surprised Moxie's wasn't on there.
Hey, do you have the LA one? We did. We have another one for Los Angeles. So. But it's one of these things where two things. When I meet women in Los Angeles or in Miami, the level of vapidness seems to be the same, and those answers all tend to be the same, but they don't care because they're hot. It doesn't make any difference that you can call them out for every single unaccountable thing they do. It doesn't make any difference because they're going to get attention from 10,000 men. What do they care about any accountability we try to impugn on them?
You know, I keep throwing this out there too. I am so sick to fucking death of hearing people talk about, oh, we're going to hold women accountable. They're going to be accountable. This whole show is about holding women accountable. No, it's not. It's not about holding women accountable. You're not changing anybody's mind. You're not changing anybody's lives.
It's like those people that
just
are
shut
like
up with the accountability.
Far right and far left is more if you push far right, the other person's going to go far left.
Listen, the only
how many people have changed their lives because of Fresh and Fit or whatever podcast or even this podcast?
Men have changed their lives, but how many women have come back a year later like, thank you, Myron?
Yeah, it really affected me.
I stopped cheating on my boyfriend because of what you said.
I just feel like I did not get this playbook of like being a bop that everyone else is playing. I just never got this playbook.
Yeah, but it's crazy when you see it. And by the way, if you use it to your advantage as a man, you'll end up with a lot of women. Do we have the one for Los Angeles?
I think this is the LA one.
Yeah. We're going to toe, and then we're going to... What did I just say? We're going to Poppy. You can't afford toe? First of all... Second of all, the promoters are paying for everything, if that's really your concern. Mackenzie, why are you dancing? I know it's a club, but we don't do that here. No, Mackenzie, I'm gonna need you to stand up. Why? Because the promoters told us to stand up. We're getting free alcohol, so stand up. Oh my god, Future just walked in. Oh my god, that is Future. Oh my god, I love his music. I have to go up to him. You're gonna go up to him? No, you're not. But what? It's Future. No, you can't do that here. Oh my god, if she goes up to him, I'm gonna lose so many cool points. This is so embarrassing.
Well, maybe you guys got that.
That is just a Valley girl.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, but it's a description of club girls in Los Angeles.
It's the difference between LA
What's the difference between here and there?
Yacht parties.
Yacht parties. Yes.
I'll be honest with you. Like in LA, there's like a middle class for women, and there's a normal type of woman in LA. In Brickell, it's nothing but influencers and sugar babies. Like there's a couple girls do cocktail serving, whatever, but like it's so transactional in Miami. It's crazy, and I know people think it's more transactional here. No, a girl can make $100K a year as a pit boss here, or a blackjack dealer, or cocktail serving at a strip club. There's so many things that a woman can do here besides sex work to make a good living. Whereas Miami, I don't know that there is. I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem like that. So that's I think big difference. Go ahead.
I don't know.
I was just there and I danced for a few nights and I wasn't overly impressed. I think the bar there is low and they're willing to do a lot.
What do you mean?
In Miami.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what
that's more for a lot less.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But the thing is, they're willing to do more for less because other women are willing to do more for less. And so the transactional nature of Miami, I've never been any place like that. Like the idea of meeting a beautiful girl and going on a date with her and she likes you for you, I think is a foreign entity in Miami. I don't think it happens.
You don't think that doesn't happen here?
I think it happens. I think that happens here, but I also have met girls who like me for me here.
Do you think there are more sugar babies in Miami than Vegas or LA?
Per capita, Miami would be number one.
I would say
total. In total, it'll be LA. But it depends on what sections of LA.
I feel like, in Miami for sugar babies specifically, yes. OnlyFans, I do feel, but here's the thing. A lot of people in porn industry and OnlyFans do have boyfriends in Miami.
It's a vicious cycle. If you get to a point like they are in Miami, where it's like you're so rewarded for being that type of a girl, then girls who are normal girls are being pushed out of the market, and men can't meet any normal women. That's what ends up happening. It just it's becomes this vicious cycle. Whereas here, I do think normal dating is possible in Henderson and Summerlin. Here in Clark County, I just don't know that it's possible in
I do have to agree that there's definitely a disconnect between people who work normal lives and people who are in any kind of Instagram, social media influence thing here. It's very disconnected, I feel. It's either you're a bartender who do OnlyFans or do some kind of sex work, or you are just a normal everyday person that works at like a restaurant.
Yes.
That's how it is here.
You can't be both because that's just your brand.
No, you can be both. My point is, in Miami, you can't really do anything but that. Like Miami's totally transactional. Whereas here, I think there's regular girls who have regular jobs. Like she's the assistant manager at Jing. You know what I'm saying? She's a bartender at Bel Air. Like she just has normal jobs where she didn't have to sleep her way to get that job. And the other thing is, I'll tell you, it's a really big difference. And I know people are going to disagree with me, but I will put this up against anyone. In Vegas, when girls try out for the pools, they have to go in front of HR. There's an attorney involved. There's none of this sleeping to get a job at Wet Republic. You can't do that here. I know everyone's like, no, that's not true. These are publicly traded companies and privately traded companies. These companies, $100 million in revenue. There's no sleeping your way. In LA and Miami, I don't know a single girl who didn't sleep their way into a job, because these are smaller. Again, maybe not Groot Hospitality, because that's a big company, but for some of these other like smaller clubs, like literally that's the only way they got their job. You can't sleep. I know people will sit there and call cap. Bro, I'm telling you, if you understood the hiring process for some of these nightclubs, you're not going to sleep your way for a job into excess. It just doesn't happen. Ask the girls. It's just not possible, because the corporation, the Wynn Corporation, is involved.
Also like, I feel like this is not for everyone, but this is the mass majority of people in Vegas. If you're in the influencer porn or OnlyFans, you hang out with other like people, sex worker. I don't have a single friend that does a normal job anymore. Everyone I know does OnlyFans or porn or influencing, reels, something. I don't have any normal friends. I don't have anyone that works at any of the places on the strip as a waitress.
I can't relate to them.
No.
And with what you're saying, I agree that we are held, after being in Miami, we are held to a higher standard industry here in Vegas than other places.
Sure.
But also like, I literally spent a month in Miami, like not Miami, but Florida, Miami area. And there is sex parties every night.
Florida, Miami.
Florida,
What does
Miami.
that mean? I think we understand in broad strokes that sex is occurring. What does a sex party mean?
You show up and everyone gets naked. Everyone does orgies. Everyone kind of does all that stuff.
Yeah, so are they doing that for like content, or is that like actually just because we're going to get together?
It happens every night.
I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand like what is in it. I understand when it's in it for the guys.
Where?
I'm just trying to understand.
Here as well.
Oh yeah.
But it's not. I feel like it's not as common here compared to.
But they call it a lifestyle thing here, isn't that how it is?
Also in LA, they have. I mean, it's not as common as like Florida, but LA also has a lot of those sex parties. Ours is like congregated to every like maybe once a week or like events. It's not that they're not having them every single night.
When I lived in Miami, they had events every month where it would be single girls and couples. And I dated a bisexual girl, and we would go to these parties and have threesomes almost every time we went. So it's a real thing.
But it's not for content creation. It's just for
it's for fun. It's you getting fucked up with your friend and fucking each other.
I know that. I know. I realize that they have that and that it exists. I'm just thinking that because what you were just saying a minute ago, you said I don't have any friends that aren't in the industry right now, right? So like you're always exposed. So I'm wondering like how much of this is like for content creation versus how much of this is like just for leisure, because this is just what we like to do. That's all
leisure. What she's describing is leisure.
In Florida, it's leisure.
Yeah, because we don't even call
women that go to these things are attractive.
Yes,
in general?
Yes.
Really? Yeah.
But also you got to remember, Vegas is a different entity than Florida. Florida is, in my own opinion, I feel like it's more like upbeat. they're willing to like do more things. I feel like a lot of people who are in the industry here don't necessarily commingle with each other as much.
Yeah,
as they do in Florida.
Unless we're at Tucci's house. Shout out to Tucci. Tucci's house we do. But yes, other than that, you're
Alina,
right.
do you have any friends that are like outside of the industry, outside of
Yes.
doing what you do?
Yes, I have
Yeah.
young working. I have friends that are young working professionals.
Mhm.
Normal jobs.
Do you have friends? Normal. Do you have normal friends?
But sparsely.
Yeah. But you don't.
No.
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 Does that like make you feel bad, or does that? I mean, just the fact that you're
I
bringing
just
it
don't
up,
have time
right?
to go and hang out with them and do the things that they want to do of hanging out at like a
Like what would
house
they-
party or go and get drunk on a after work on because I go to bed at 8 o'clock.
What if they just want to go bowling with you or something, or like go top golf or some shit?
Nope. As soon as
See, we need to invite her
You
to-
need
we gotta
that
invite her to
balance.
Top Golf, right?
You need
Yeah.
that balance.
Normal friends.
For a week. Do you know that?
What's that?
I have been messaging girls on girls on girls. Who wants to go to Top Golf? Who wants to go to Top Golf?
I think we should all
Nobody
go to
wants
Top
to go to
Golf.
Top Golf unless they're being paid.
Yes, that
It's
happens a
like,
lot. People are
all
like, I
these
don't go
girls
to
here, they
clubs
don't
unless
wanna
I'm
do
getting paid.
anything
Top Golf
unless
is
they're
fucking
making
fun,
money.
man. You don't got to be paid to go to Top Golf. I mean, pay for Top Golf.
I have a
but-
girlfriend like this. She won't
telling you.
interact with anyone, sleep with them unless she's being paid.
You coming with the Top Golf? You coming with it?
Yes.
Like,
All right. We're going to Top Golf. Yeah.
For free. I am
It's
not
just
a
fun.
porn star. I don't do OnlyFans. I am the normal friend. So when I actually try to go out and do things, I'm that friend that's reaching out like, hey, let's go do these things. And everybody's telling me no.
Because they want to get paid to go
Yes.
make an appearance.
Because
Yes.
I forget which podcast it was, or because we're losing out on an opportunity, our time.
Yeah, basically.
That we
Time
could
is
be
money.
making money going to
Yeah,
Top
you
Golf.
know that's.
And then for
that's
me, I'm
funny.
losing sleep, and I would rather sleep.
See, that's one of the things I think is a curse of being an influencer, and I'm very much a reluctant. I don't even like the term influencer, but I guess I am by default. But the thing is like, and I've had this conversation with Aaron Clary on a few occasions. Like once we get out of sort of like the 9 to 5, the punch in punch out kind of jobs and things like that. You're going to get up in the morning and you're going to think, I'm going to make as much money today, as much effort as I put into this day.
Mentally draining.
So it is, because like, for instance, I wanted to talk to you about this, is like a lot of people think that like certain things are a waste of time, right? So if you go see a movie, if you go to watch 2 quarters of a fucking football game, what could I have done with that 2 hours? Well, you watched a football, you had a good time watching, but that's not what's important. I can't go to Top Golf because it's going to take me 2 hours to go do there. And what kind of money could I have been making if I didn't go and waste my time, not doing a non-paid gig somewhere? Right. Everything is a gig. When you're an influencer, it's like you need to have a little fucking drone flying around you all the time to make sure that you're getting content. Your entire life is content. I heard Justin Waller say this one time. If I could have somebody who is with me 100% of the time, taking video of me all the time, so I could get clips after clips after clips, his entire life is just content, and that would be okay. And I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah. Have you seen the statistic about how many times you should post on each?
No.
You should.
What
on
is it?
Twitter, it's like 17 times a day.
Oh, I do way
That's
more than that.
That is.
What about on Instagram?
I can look it up. Actually, someone
Yeah.
sent it to me.
Okay.
It's just mentally draining.
Just so you can keep pace.
Yes,
Yeah.
because as soon as you slow down,
Someone laps you.
Yes,
Mhm.
and you have to stay up to date with it. Otherwise, you will not grow.
Yeah. So while she's looking this up, I want to tell you this.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the things that annoys the fuck out of me. Oh, is this it? Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Hold on. So let's see. TikTok, you have to. So 1 is low, 3 is suggested, and 5 is high. That's for TikTok. Twitter, 3 is low, 15 is suggested. I beat that.
How many
30
times
is
you should
high.
post a day?
LinkedIn, LinkedIn, 1 and 1. Yeah, nobody uses. Facebook, 1 is suggested and 2 is high. Instagram, 1 is low, 1 to 2. Is this like any post at all? Is like, can it be reels and everything else? It doesn't
I think
matter.
any post.
Any post.
Yeah, that's what I found. Anything more than 2.
Suggested is 1 to 2, 3 is high. Pinterest, if you use Pinterest, low is 3, 10 is suggested. Holy shit. And 20, it's easier to do Pinterest though.
Yeah.
Because all you do is just reposting pictures and stuff. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, just the Twitter and the TikTok and the Instagram alone. That's like an all-day thing. And also, like, how many times, like,
That's a
for
full-time job.
Instagram, you should only probably post one picture a day, maybe two, one in the morning, one in the afternoon during high times, and then the rest has to be stories.
Yeah, that's another thing I've learned as well, is because we live on most of us live on the West Coast. So therefore you have to plan your posts and everything so that they start at whatever time it is on
When
New
they
York,
wake up.
in the East Coast. So by the time you get up at 6 o'clock here, it's already 9 a.m. there. So you're already behind the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of like tragic almost, that we can't have like normal friends to go out and do normal things with and go have just hobbies and fun things
Everyone
to do.
thinks
Right? What
that
are you
this
doing
job
this for,
is,
you know?
everyone thinks that this job is easy, but the mental toll it takes, I get mentally drained.
It's a full-time job.
It is.
It is.
And it's
You're an
longer
employer,
hours.
but,
It's
yeah.
longer hours. It's just broken up throughout the day. And you're always thinking, oh, I need a post. And you have anxiety about, oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
Rolla, do you think life was better before social media? Or because we have so many technological
You look
advances-
at me.
No,
You're the only one who was alive before social media.
You're the guy. You're the man.
Yeah.
Because we have so many technological
Back in my
advancements
day.
now,
Mhm.
does that supersede the having no life?
I think we're kind of forgetting who we are, I guess.
Not living in the moment.
Well, like one of the things is like because I went from being the 9 to 5 guy to I worked in graphic design. I worked in media for gambling, for casinos, for gaming. I worked in wine and spirits for like forever, and then I got into the gig economy, meaning I worked for the same people I used to work for. It's just I wasn't getting benefits, and then I got into what I call the hustle economy, which is really what we're doing right now, which is the influencer economy. And so you're working for yourself, and everything you do every day, every hour, if you're not focusing on, if you're not promoting yourself, that's time that you could have spent like, making more money. I literally said this a minute ago, is I wake up in the morning and I realize that the amount of money I'm going to make today is going to be commensurate with the amount of effort that I put into whatever it is I'm doing. So if I go and I play Topgolf for 2 hours, I'm not promoting myself doing like 3 posts or whatever it is, what are the suggested posts are for how many different, social media things. Was life better before that? I think in terms of like creativity and being like, I'm an ideas guy, so I need downtime I have to like put myself in a frame of mind where I have to turn off everything. And like my best ideas, I hate to say this, my best ideas come at like 1:30 in the morning when I wake up and I have to take a piss, right? Because there's no distractions. There's no, right now, I am multitasking. I'm talking to you guys. I'm looking at the chat. I'm watching the video. I'm going to get another video up here in a minute. I've got a lot of things going. All these dudes over here. I got all this shit going on. Think about that on a daily basis, like how much distractions we have going on and how much multitasking we do. One of the reasons like I like to be a musician is because it forces me to focus on one thing: playing, creating music. That's it. There's no other distractions. There's nothing else going on. I might cross promote with the things I do, but when I'm there in the moment with the guys that I play with, that's all I'm doing. If I'm learning something, if I'm trying to do a new technique or something like that, I have to be singly focused on that one thing. And I think right now we're so distracted with cold plunges and with going and doing this and Ty Lopez and this show and that show and everything else. I have so many irons in the fire right now. And you got to remember that human beings did not evolve to do these kinds of things, right? To have all this shit going on at the same time. So it's kind of like breaking yourself out of this cycle where watching a quarter of a football game doesn't make you feel guilty about it anymore, or just simply sitting in a hotel room staring at the ceiling coming up with ideas. That's not a waste of time. That's actually necessary for your sanity. And I don't know where we're going to go with this, because we're only talking about, you only showed me like 5 different social media platforms. Now, what about OnlyFans? That wasn't on there. How many times do you need to post a month or whatever to be successful at what you're doing? Or what's your percentage of like, I'm in the top 0.04% of creators on it. Well, how do I get it to top 3? How do I get it to top? What's the next plateau kind of thing? And you're always, it's this constant grind and this constant drive. And as you were saying, the minute you stop doing that, you get lapped.
And here's another thing. It's like, it's literally impossible to do all of the social medias correctly.
Oh, yeah.
It is impossible. You will fall behind on something. And
I never do TikTok. I don't think TikTok's worth it for what I do, but Twitter definitely is, and Instagram definitely is. So you kind of have to pick your battles.
well, and then like also like when I have money and it's like a high, you know, but when I am out of money, it's like a low and I get anxiety. But honestly, me doing what I do now gives me less anxiety than when I worked a 9-to-5.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say is like when I once again had this conversation with Aaron Clary is I have to be more disciplined now, self-disciplined now than I ever did when I had a 9-to-5 job because I knew what I had to do. I would get up at 5 a.m. I would go to the gym. I would shower at the gym. I would put my clothes on. I would get on the car. I would commute to wherever I was working. I'd put in 9 hours of work there. And then you would come and you have to get in the commute and come back home. And then you've got to be a father and then you got to feed the dogs and you got to love your wife and everything else. And maybe you have 1 hour to yourself or two
and then
for
also,
leisure time. And then you start the whole thing all over again. And that seems like a grind and it seems like jail and it seems like prison. And to me, I would never want to go back to it. But now I have to be more disciplined right now than I ever have in my entire life because all that stuff that was done for me when I was like all the routine and everything, that's gone. And so now I have to post, I have to promote, I have to do another video. I got to go get my Osmo and go and walk down the street and take video, right? And then that doesn't stop there. Now I've got to do post-production. Now I've got to do clips. Now I got to do editing. Now I got to get somebody to do my shorts. Now I got to get somebody to do my clips. Now I got to get somebody in the Thailand to go and do my, my whatever the next, thing is. I'm just constantly
but
going.
you can
and going
afford
and going.
help, which I think that's a major thing is when you're starting out.
Outsourcing, yes.
Is that like me, I don't have anybody. I have to edit everything. I have to post everything. I don't have a team behind me at all other than I have an agent that finds me.
That's where I'm at too.
Work.
It's like I have to be a one-man show. Like
And
this show. You know what happens? Would you like me to tell you how this show happens here? I come in here at about 6, maybe 5 or 6 sometimes. Come in here because I know I have to clean up the goddamn studio. There's going to be trash over here, and the guys like Miguel and China, God bless them, I love them. Don't get me wrong, but I got to come in here. I got to clean everything up. I got to go in here and make sure everything's appropriate. Then I got to come in, and we're like Travis comes in about 7 o'clock. We start setting up the studio. We put the audio on. We do all this stuff. We've got multiple camera lenses, and we want to even make the studio even better, right? Mm-hmm. We still have to put more of this acoustic up. We still have like lots of stuff. We've got another studio in here that is still incomplete that we're doing as well. And so we've got all these irons in the fire. And that's just one aspect of the shit that I have to do on every other Thursday. So.
Yeah, it becomes mental. I think that's just mainly like people get burnt out on YouTube. People get burnt out on TikTok. There's a reason because it's mentally draining.
Well, I mean, and he has to do a lot too. I mean, he's got to go and get all the girls and make sure they show up, as you can see. And he's got a lot of stuff a lot of irons in the fire as well. On a Thursday, I'm basically just doing the show. It's all show prep for me. The entire, from the time I get up to the time I go to bed at like 1 a.m. I've got to do the thumbnails. You guys already know what I do with the Instagram reels and everything else. I got to pick the music. I got to figure out what you guys' ats are on all of you. Well, I know everybody here, but like if it's somebody new, I got to go and figure that out too. And then I have to go from my computer to my tablet to my phone to everything else to cross test everything, make sure it's done. And if I can get it done by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm in good shape.
There you go.
Oh, and then I got to download all the videos that you guys all see that he gives me.
And
watch more videos.
Yeah, yes.
Let's laugh.
Who finds the videos?
He does mostly.
All right.
We both do, but he's for the show. He does most of these.
Let's laugh.
Yes.
Oh, geez.
I agree.
Okay, here's your. You want to laugh?
Oh, I saw this. What is that?
It's
Me
a
ignoring-
cobra.
Cobra snake and cow licking.
They just want love. Look at the cobra just looking at the. He doesn't care. He just wants love. Shout out to all you lonely people on Valentine's Day. That one was for you. Do we have another one? Let's keep going.
Wait, you'll love this
Favorite
one.
place in Las Vegas to find a cub?
Ooh, to find a cub. Ooh, Lord. I used to bounce all over it. There was one place, it was at the M Resort called the Hostel Grape, and that didn't make it through that got shut down. Downtown Summerlin, I'd say. You'd know where the probably actual cougar spot is. Grape Street.
Oh yeah, Grape
That's the cougar hangout. I don't have a podcast, but I have like this little series I do on my Instagram called Wing Woman, because I want to see men be successful and have that confidence to reach out to women and stuff like that. Not necessarily say me. I got a stacked roster. I'm very busy. Go out, go talk to women. And I do see a lot of mistakes that men do where they fumble the ball. I want to be able to give advice and help these poor guys. I feel like they need it.
What do you say, Mike? Let's go on a cougar hunt.
Well, we need to have her on the show. I actually talked to her at AVN. Yeah, she's going to come on the show.
I definitely want to be part of that.
Rochelle, I want to hear what Rochelle's idea
like that's
for
right up
for
your
Wing
alley.
Woman.
Cougar hunt. Yep. Cougar hunt.
Just what
I'm
she has to
older
say
than all
about,
of them. I'm not a cub. I'm older than she is.
I feel like it's just I see mistakes. That's what she said. So I feel like that's something.
I love that
you
it's
have.
called Grape Street. That's pretty funny.
It's definitely a wine place.
Is the
Summerlin
COV
2008 pre-recession home with the olive oil in the jars. and the
yes,
flour.
or the plastic fruit. Mm-hmm. My grandma was one of those people.
Awesome. Let's keep going.
No.
Anything else?
Well,
Men and women
kind
have
of. She
two
had like
different
5
ideas
husbands.
of what peace is. You know, because to a man, peace is nothingness. Right? It's complete nothingness. I'm just sitting there doing nothing, not thinking about nothing, not thinking about you, not thinking about me. Just focus on breathing and keeping my eyes open. But woman, peace is validation for why there is nothingness. You understand? So she starts prodding you with questions like, why are you so quiet? Why is it so peaceful right now? Why aren't we like in a fight? Are you okay? You don't want to talk about it? Yeah, I just want to check in. I just want to check in and make sure we're still on the same page and going towards the same relationship goals. I just want to make sure, because like you just don't really. I feel like I'm always bringing this up, and like you don't ever bring it up. So I just want to make sure that we're headed to the same place. Dude, if I was on a plane and there was no turbulence, I wouldn't go to the cockpit and be like, "Why is there no turbulence? Are we still going to Dallas?"
That's hilarious.
I thought that was funny as hell because every time somebody brings up like, "Oh, I need a woman to be my peace," I'm like, get the fuck out of here. There is no fucking peace. There's no peace. There's only war. Okay, there's never peace. Oh, you want this one? Here you go. Here, let's do some funny ones.
Yeah, those crazy eyes alone.
There you go.
That's funny. No, anymore.
Yeah,
I gave you a ton of them.
I know.
Have you guys been watching MAFS, Married at First Sight Australia?
Not from Australia. From Australia?
Yeah, you should. It's so juicy.
There's so many of those shows. I can't keep up. Start again.
Let's try this one.
I'll eat them for breakfast. I mean, I'll finish them off in 24 hours. I just, I also need someone to handle me. And only an alpha or a double alpha can do that.
A double alpha? They're making double alphas now? What the fuck is a fucking double alpha doing? What does that look like? How many goddamn cold plunges do you have to do to get to double level alpha status? This fucking cannibal lady's gonna eat you for breakfast. Now you're fucking quadruple sextuple alpha. You thought you were fucking double alpha. 10x that shit. Fucking billion that shit. 32 What if I'm injecting raw milk while boofing raw liver while sitting in a fucking cold plunge at midday staring in the sun? Is this lady still gonna fucking cannibalize my ass? Somebody call the goddamn FBI. There's a fucking cannibal on the loose.
That's funny. Shout out. Hey, put right double alpha in the chat.
Double alpha.
If you guys are ready to be a double alpha for that woman, you don't want to get walked over because you're going to be another double alpha.
I don't know who this guy is, but she thought this.
I hope this Lucas Doncic trade is a wake-up call to a lot of women. I don't care if you're the face of my franchise. You will be getting traded if you're not performing year over year. I will be bringing in another contender. I'm not happy with the playoffs. I'm a winner. I'm here for the ship. You can't get me to this ship. I'm gonna have to throw you off the ship. You did.
Oh man, just as long as you guys all remember, from this day until our dying day, fuck Nico Harrison and fuck him for trading fucking Luka Doncic to the Lakers. Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Sorry, Char's gonna be mad at me for the profanity, but bro, I swear he won't even show up to games now because he's so embarrassed about that trade. He traded away my favorite player for a bag of donuts. Congratulations.
I heard
Thank
it
you.
wasn't even him. I heard it was the owners of the stadium.
Whatever. I mean, the Dumonts. Yeah, I mean,
No, there was one guy that owned it, and then he sold 70% to this.
yes, Mark Cuban sold 70% to the Adelsons, and Patrick Dumont is the governor of the
I
team.
hear that they wanted to have like a casino added on to the stadium,
Sure.
and
It's secondary. I understand,
Yeah.
but that wasn't getting approved. Trading Luka for whatever reason was a bad move.
no. But he does seem happy there.
Oh,
Sure he does.
Uh-oh. What kind of food can you make?
Me?
Yeah. If you're going to make a dish for a guy, if you're going to make food for a guy, what would you make him?
Rice and chicken soup.
I mean, that's what I made today, but that was for myself. So I'll
If
do
you want
like,
to impress me, you say, okay, I got this great recipe. What am I going to make?
so probably like a steak Alfredo. Or
Had me at Alfredo.
yeah, homemade Alfredo sauce, not the jar.
Cool.
Jar is gross. I don't know. I do really make delicious soups. That's probably the best thing I can
Soups.
make. Yeah, soups are the best thing I make.
Alex, what can you make? Can you make food?
Soup all day.
What kind of food?
Yeah.
What kind of food can
Steaks.
you
I
make?
can
Steak?
make
Well, yeah,
steak.
okay, grill. Everybody. Can you grill? I haven't seen a hibachi on your deck, so I don't know.
take a pan and I do meal prep and I just make meat.
Okay.
I just cut meat and then I cook
I'm
meat
good
for
at
2
meat.
minutes. And I throw broccoli into the
Chipotle in
refrigerator,
the
into the
microwave.
microwave, and then I eat all of the meat and the broccoli, and that's a meal for me.
I'm good at grilling. I'd say that. What can you make? What kind of food can you make? If you're
You know
gonna
what
make
I like making for people out here that they never had is a walking taco. And it's
I know what a
simple
walking taco
thing.
is.
Wait, you're from the Midwest.
What's
Yeah.
what is
You know
that?
what it is.
Where are
What is
you
that? Maybe I know
from?
by another
Iowa.
name.
Okay, so that's
What's
why.
it called? It's
It's like a
walking taco?
Dorito bag with all the toppings of like
A
an American
taco.
taco in the bag.
Yeah, it's just
And
instead of
it's
a
called walking
tortilla.
taco because you can
you know,
walk and hold it at the same time.
Do you need like a fork or something to eat it?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you
And
like
it's
mush
so
up all
good.
you mush up all
You
the
crack it a little
Yes.
bit, but you don't make it mushy.
So good. It's so good.
walking taco?
Or fried tenderloin sandwich. Never seen that out here. Love
Oh, you know
those.
what's also good? I make a really good French dip with yes.
love
Now you're killing me.
The way you make it though is you have to have horseradish mayo.
Yeah.
You have to.
Agreed.
Yes.
Sounds good. I'm going to do that at some point.
Alina
That sounds
doesn't
incredible.
cook, but what do you mean? What would you make? Can you make
Excellent
something?
cocktails.
Yeah,
There you
oh,
go.
she's a
I'll
mixologist.
get you super drunk.
Mixologist. Got
I'll
it.
get you super
Okay.
drunk, and then all of a sudden your
Espresso
wallet is
martinis,
gone.
right?
Worried about
Yeah.
eating.
Super drunk, and then you're joining me in the VIP.
Also, my turkey is the best turkey ever. I am very proud of my turkey.
My wife
Like a
makes a,
whole turkey?
mean shepherd's pie. I'll give her that. All right. This is a good.
At the Encore Tower Suites. Let's just walk. What the fuck? It's so far. Thank God I lost weight. I can finally fit behind the DJ. He said he's at the Encore Tower Suites. Let's just walk. What the fuck? It's so far. Thank God I lost weight. I can finally fit behind the DJ booth at XS.
What the fuck do you mean breakfast ends at 12 p.m.?
Vegas ain't ready for us. Where's my ID? If he's not at the high rollers table, you don't wanna.
You went? In the pool? It's 1 p.m. I need a drink.
Okay, there you go. This is not a walkable city. Milo, period. Can you get 12 girls into Delilah tonight?
I flew southwest to see the Adele show. Don't tell anyone.
I was so drunk, I didn't realize our gondola ride wasn't outside. Yeah, it's great. There's only 6 girls in our room. You gotta go to the Sphere. Honestly, it cured my depression. If I don't get a video behind the DJ booth at Tao Beach Club, this trip is a total bust. Jason said the chandelier at Omnia costs more than his house. And his house is like really big. Babe, I don't care if you're staying at the Nobu Sky Villa. You wear Yeezy. Is it 2 p.m. or 2 a.m.? Where is Wazuzu? I don't want to go to Poppy's Steak if you're not going to order the steak in the gold box. I need it for my Instagram story. So what is Cirque du Soleil about? The only thing I've had to eat in the last 24 hours is those chicken tenders and Chris's sweet. Oh, Chris's marshmallows. What time is it? I think Jet Suite would let me bring Carbone on the plane. Love Steve Wynn. He's a great guy. I don't know him personally, but I heard he's great. Fontainebleau has the best shopping. I just spent my rent. Oh my god, I just spent my rent. Somebody sponsored me to gamble, but I lost all their money.
Visiting from LA. Definitely.
So crazy.
Well, we went through Miami, we went through LA, and now we did Las Vegas.
Incredible. Incredible. We've learned so much about
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love.
Influencer.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably don't.
She was so sad
Maybe an
before,
escort,
and then
yeah.
she's an escort, and everything
And
was
now
like
suddenly
great.
everything's
Yeah, but you
great.
also got to
I get it.
remember how much of it is fake and real.
Yeah, they don't want a sad escort.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, she's really hot.
Now we about to get down. Who the hottest in the world right
Oh my God.
now? Just touched down in London town. Bet they give me a pound. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love. But this so loud all the wanna play tough and wanna hate this. I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this,
Look at that.
I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive.
Yeah, dude. You know what?
Passport Bros. That's for you.
Passport Bros out there looking for a traditional woman. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's not sex trafficking at all. It's not sex tourism. It's Passport Bros looking for a traditional woman.
Don't bring them home.
Okay, there's a country that starts with a P that I remember that a lot.
Philippines?
Yes, a lot of people go to the Philippines now.
Starts with an F.
Does it really? Shut the fuck up. Anyways, I thought it was a PH the whole time. Told you, I'm not that smart. I'm pretty.
All right.
But a lot of people go over there now, and they marry women in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh
My
God.
stepmom is Filipino.
Nice.
All right.
Philippines, a lot of people
Have you
no
guys
order
have
price
you
in Iowa.
have you heard of the? Okay, this is being called the no nutting law.
Okay. No. What is that?
Okay, in Ohio, they're trying to pass this law. It's bullshit. It's just a complete parody. I got something to say about this, but it's a complete parody law. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it illegal for a guy to get an erection without an intention to
I saw that.
impregnate someone.
I heard about that.
No sex without intention. So if you get a boner, it's a loaded gun. It's a loaded weapon. So just saying.
By Democratic state representatives Anita Somani, an OBGYN from Dublin, and Tristan Rader of Lakewood.
The whole entire point of this bill is to call out the hypocrisy of particularly the state legislature when they bring forward bills to regulate women's bodies.
Now, there are exceptions to the proposed law, which include sperm donation, contraception, and members of the LGBTQ community. Men face a maximum $10,000 fine after the third offense if they have sex with a woman without the intention of conceiving a child.
Men have the same rights no matter where they go in the country. Women have rights based on where they live.
It just misses the most basic biological facts and leans in towards middle school humor.
Austin Beigel with End Abortion Ohio calls the proposal disrespectful to the pro-life community and a waste of state resources.
They have to review it when they file it. They're going to have to stick a legal team on it, wasting time on that and delaying other bills that are trying to be reviewed as well.
ABC6 asking viewers about the proposal in an online poll. 26% said it's a good idea. 74% telling us it's a waste of time.
This may be considered a waste of money by some people, but we have had far bigger misuse of taxpayer money in bills that have been proposed and passed.
The final draft still being written. The proposed legislation will get a hearing after it's submitted. But with a Republican-controlled legislature, the bill not expected to go anywhere.
For this particular bill, that's certainly okay. Again, the whole point of this bill wasn't to get it passed. The whole point of this bill was to call out the hypocrisy.
That is the
so the
biggest.
gay people can have as much sex as they want?
You can get a hard on, but the guys can.
The guys
anyways.
can
That's
just
the whole
have
thing.
sex
Yes.
without intent
yes.
if they're gay.
Well, and in the whole...
No. These are liberals who do not like the fact that Roe versus Wade was repealed. And so they're saying it's hypocritical for any man to have an erection and have sexual intercourse without the intent of having a child because that supposedly goes along. They're trying to make a point that goes along with the idea of abortion. Again, one more time. Roe versus Wade.
It's a parody law.
Ready? This is going to blow some people's minds. Roe versus Wade, the repealing of Roe versus Wade did not make abortion illegal. What it did is stopped federal funding and federal protections for abortions in all 50 states. states, meaning Planned Parenthood doesn't get federal money anymore so that you guys can have unlimited abortions. That's the only thing that changed. You can still, 47 states, abortion is still legal. It's a draconian measure, and they're trying to call out a hypocrisy that isn't a hypocrisy, which is why 74% of people said it was a waste of time, because it is a waste of time.
I think the reason, but here's the thing, like, I feel like there are some states that have made abortion illegal. And also, like, even having miscarriages and trying to get something as a pill to help them miscarry and not become septic is also illegal in a lot of states now, which that's where people have a problem. I don't care about the funding. I care about that they're making it to the point that people aren't able to be safe about it. Or be safe to, people wanted this child, but they're not allowed, and then it becomes stillborn, or it becomes, it's a miscarriage, but they're not able to get help unless they're on their deathbed.
I don't know that it has to do with, I'm fairly certain that doesn't have anything to do with miscarriages. Miscarriage is going to be a miscarriage. No,
there's certain states that do.
Well, if you're having a miscarriage, it's not going to be like, well, you can't go get an abortion here because it's too much like a miscarriage. I don't know what those particulars are, and also I don't know which particular states they are. I will say this though, is that shit like this makes me fucking insane, because they're parity laws that they still have to consider. They still have to fund.
It takes up time.
They still have to take resources. What could you, like we were just saying, what could I be doing with all this time that I have? Because I don't want to watch half a fucking football game, right? Meanwhile, we got these guys talking shit about like, oh, we're going to make it so that if you get a hard on, and you're not going to use it to impregnate a woman, then therefore that's going to be. I realize that it's
meant
just
for hypocrisy.
It's a parody.
This is the cry of the loser.
Yes,
that they lost in the election. This is the cry of the loser. That's all this is.
Well, also you got to remember, like, okay, so
but this is what they focus on. This is what's fucking important. This is what we're going to make a statement here. No, you're not going to make a statement. You're going to make a statement that you're not going to get elected next fucking go round because you're too busy fucking around with parity laws and wasting other people's time. Meanwhile, you and I are still on a DHS watch list. We still have to worry about fucking NGOs, and we still have to worry about our fucking First Amendment rights. But nobody's talking about that. Nobody's even making up any kind of laws about that or parity or otherwise.
I think where they're coming from is because, like, that saying is like, if this were a man, it wouldn't even be into consideration. Like, if this was a thing that like the men, it was happening to the men, they wouldn't allow it to go through. So yeah, I think that's the reason why they're doing it.
I understand that, but it's like the thing is, it's a waste of time.
It is a waste of time, but obviously you need to push that back.
You know what we could do? It would be time better spent discussing what you were just saying about like abortion states and non-abortion states. Well, but whether or not, but rather than do that, we're gonna pass we're gonna try
obviously
to
it's not getting pushed along though, so we have to go
just
the
so
extreme.
They can have a conversation about it.
It's frivolous and it's inappropriate, especially as far as the legal system goes.
Yeah,
it's making a joke of it.
Yeah.
Yes, but here's the thing. Obviously, we needed to do something different because we've been fighting over this for how many years now, trying to get women's rights back to where it should be, and it's not working. So we have to go to extremes.
What rights do women have? Do not have right now?
The right to an abortion in certain states, or right to a safe
First of all, abortion is not a right.
It is a right. It's a woman's right to choose.
Show me in the Constitution where that exists. There's no legal right. It's a privilege. You can certainly have one.
We have right to
but
that.
there's nothing in the Constitution that says women have a right to an abortion, period.
Well, they need to make one.
It's meritless.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's my whole job.
Everybody needs to
That's my job.
That's the line of the night, bro.
There's a clip.
Stop that. There's the clip. I'm not going to. That's my job.
The UK is losing 5 nightclubs per week. And sadly, this is another one right in the heart of the city of London. Huge rents on these places. I mean, look at the size of it right by St. Paul's. It would have cost tens of thousands of pounds per month to keep going. The place actually used to go all the way down there and down there. In fact, over 40% of nightclubs in the UK have closed since 2020. And the reason for it is because the younger generation just aren't going out as much. They're spending more time on social media and interacting with friends and family in more of a digital way. And also the younger generation just aren't drinking as much anymore. In fact, 26% of people aged 18 to 24 don't drink at all. And that figure's up from 15% just 10 years ago. And it's going more and more in that direction as people become more health conscious. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, follow for more
health
London.
consciousness.
You
I don't think it has to do with health consciousness.
You want to guess who sent me this?
Who?
Owen Cook.
Really?
Yeah, because he's seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. Hot girls don't go out anymore. It's so rare.
Nope.
You have to create. You have to create such an incredible environment to get attractive women to go do anything anymore. So, by the way, when they say the nightclubs are closing, what that means is attractive. I'm gonna translate that for you. It means attractive women aren't going out. Men are not then spending money at the clubs to impress attractive women.
We're
and the
tired.
clubs.
It's my job.
Huh?
It's my job to go out.
Right.
My whole job is social media and being on all the time, like having
Yeah.
a mask all the time. I want to be able to take my mask off and be able to enjoy my time by myself.
That's great. I love that. Take your mask off.
In comparison, like for me, someone who has been going out regularly since 1998, I can tell you emphatically, like before 2004 and after 2004, once we had bottle service and then once we had MySpace, it has changed. It is night and day. You used to go to bars, you used to go to clubs, and there were more girls than guys because the guy at the door would let girls in and would only let very few guys. And you would go to these places and it was just full of girls and there were very few guys. And that is done. These clubs are now run by publicly traded companies, and these publicly traded companies want to optimize dollar per square foot. And the way you do that is not with women. It's by letting in more men. And when you go to these nightclubs now, you will see dance floors where it's 4 dudes for every 1 girl. The only place where you're going to see girls is up in the VIP
Sausage
booth
party.
or up in the DJ. And it's madness, bro. It is completely changed from the way things used to be. It is. What you'll find is there's one club in the city that most guys don't know about. That club will have a bunch of girls, big spenders, and everything else is just going to be like hot garbage. So that's why because there is no scene, you have to make a scene. It's why I recommend guys start having their own events that offer value.
Keggers. And invite backyard keggers. That's what we need.
And invite 10 times as many women as men or no men at all just to get an even ratio. That's where we are now.
And there's less people drinking in general. Like the new phase is being sober.
I half agree with that. I'd say I don't think it's because of health consciousness.
No, it's definitely not.
I think it's because all these guys are fucking shut-ins. They just simply don't want to go out and they don't want to do that. Now, I think this is a really good opportunity to call out people like Mac and Murphy and Alex from Date Psych and the rest of these guys who keep saying that men don't go out and actually approach women live in real time anymore. They need to go out there. Of course, the PUAs are right? We're supposed to go out there and make approaches, right? But the thing is like, the problem is that just what you were saying. It's not necessarily the guys are not going out there and making approaches. There's no girls there in the first place to make an approach.
There are 2 mechanisms. I've asked this question several times to women about whether or not they feel comfortable with guys approaching them. And generally, the closer the girls get to their later 30s, they feel very comfortable with it. Because those women come from a generation before social media. Women in their early 30s or in their 20s are not nearly as comfortable with strangers coming up and talking to them at the bar. So fewer attractive women go out, and those women are less receptive to cold approach. That's what's going on. And I have tons of friends that are pickup artists, and I love these guys, but they're just coping because this social media has decimated this. Go watch the movie. In the end of the movie, the guy, Jon Favreau, he walks into a bar and there's this stunning girl sitting at the bar by herself. And I'm like, maybe that was the case in 1988, but in what world is a stunning girl sitting at the bar for you to go up and talk to her by herself? She's behind a rope, behind another rope, up a staircase, behind another rope, behind a 300-pound bodyguard in a DJ booth. That is the way it is right now. So like
she's behind the DJ booth, behind Dead Mouse with this guy at Zook. That's
That is me. I am behind the DJ booth.
Yeah, she's been up there with it. I'm not telling you this because I'm a victim of it. I'm telling you this because I'm the purveyor of it. I'm telling you I'm the problem. I'm the one. When your girl comes to Las Vegas and you're going to hang out with her, the reason the reason why she ghosted you is because she's with me on stage with Marshmallow at XS or with Deadmau5 at XS now. She's on stage with me. She's with Steve Aoki. She's on stage for Steve Aoki at Omnia. That's what's going on now. I know this is the truth because I'm part of the problem. You guys don't understand. Unless you have some sort of leverage over the bigger, better deal, you're just going to get left behind because 80% of men on these dating apps are deemed to be unattractive. The average man matches with 6 out of 1,000 right swipes. Let me say that again. The average man matches with 6 out of 1,000. The average woman, 100 out of 1,000. That's how many matches she gets. The average woman. You girls probably get way more than that. I know some girls, they match 100. Every time they swipe right, they're getting a match, without exception. So it's a completely different world. This massive cohort of men that are being left behind. And if you ever want to see them, just go look at the dance floor at some nightclub, because that's where they are. They have no status, they have no clout, they have no game, they have no social alignments, they have no pre-selection, and they're just left behind. And there's a software update. I will tell you, the question you asked before, is the world better or worse because of social media? For me, it's way better. For me, it's incredible. Yeah. I'm an influencer. I have tons of social alignments. I get tons of pre-selection, and I previously dated a lot of attractive women. For me, it's incredible, bro. It's a bonanza. I can't express to you how much better. I've never had so much fun or had a more flourishing social life than I ever have at the age of 47 years old. I am doing better with more than any point in my entire life. I get invited. One night I went to the Playboy party and saw the announcement of the Playmate of the Year in New Orleans during Super Bowl. Then we left and went to the Maxim party. Then we left that party and went to the Sports Illustrated party, and I effortlessly walked in with 9 girls behind me. For me, this is incredible. This social media age is unbelievable for me. For 80% of men, this has been a disaster. It has decimated them. These men are just completely being left behind. And so I'm trying to express to you the difference between the men who are going forward and the men who are being left behind. I am the captain of the lifeboat. If you want to, I can't turn the Titanic. Titanic's still going to hit the iceberg. Nothing I can do about that. But I can get you on a lifeboat. I created a lifeboat. It's called Men of Action. If you guys want to check it out, MOAmentoring.com. I will teach you how to not crash into the iceberg, how to jump into the lifeboat with the rest of us so that you can experience life like me and my friends. And I have 3,000 fucking testimonials to show you that that's the case, including Alex right here. I have so many testimonials to prove what I'm saying is true. So you can be left behind and continue to say whatever you want. They go out to a club and you listen to these pickup artists tell you that they're dating 10s, but yet there's never any photos of them. Notice how that's funny? There's never any photos of these gorgeous women they're supposedly dating, because there aren't any gorgeous women they're dating, because attractive women don't go out to meet men ever.
So, it's easily the best program for men out there. If anybody's watching and is wondering.
So what you're saying is you're not worried about being the old guy in the club?
No, no, because I'll tell you what. At 57, it'll probably be even better for me because I understand them. I understand the algorithm. I have taken this algorithm that is crushing men. I've taken this algorithm that is crushing men. I have completely reverse engineered it, and I have turned it into my bitch. That's what's happened. That's what I teach men. Turn the algorithm into your bitch. That's what I teach men. And if you don't want to learn it, that's fine. You don't have to believe in gravity. You don't have to think the game is real. You can believe whatever you want to believe. The game is real, even if you don't believe in it. It's still real. Someone will still take your job. Someone will still take your girl, and you're a man. You're not good enough, and you have a burden of performance. Your only use in the world is your utility. Like Deion said. Do you have the Deion clip? Deion Sanders?
No.
They don't love you. They don't love you?
Oh yeah. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Let me see if I can find it.
I do have to say, and if a girl's going up to a guy that's like the 80% that you're talking about,
people don't know.
Usually they're just trying to get a drink. Even before I came here to Vegas, I had a game back in North Dakota. How many drinks can I get for free? And I would spend $0 the whole night, multiple weekends, spending $0, just going up to guys and flirting with them, touching like their shoulder a little bit, and being like, "Oh my god!"
All it takes.
And then he'd be like, "Do you want something to drink?" And then they'll be like, "Yeah." And then they'll get a drink. They're like, "What do you want?" I'll be like, "Tequila shots, but get me 5 because I have my friends back here." And then I have my friends come up, and then we all take shots, and then we're like, "Oh, I have to go to the bathroom." Sounds like a great experience.
Let's go do it. I love it.
That's what happens. And you know what? The only difference now is that we deal with clubs, bottles, and we're able to sit.
Yeah.
Yep. And even the clubs have monetized.
Let's listen. Last one. Let's listen to Coach Prime real quick.
Love you. They love what you do. And when you cease to do what you do, they love what cease as well. They don't love you, man. Some people get intoxicated thinking they love them just because they're cheering and they're yelling. But if you really was intent on what they're saying, it's a lot of booze mixed in with the cheers, but just so happen it may be 51% cheers that override that 49. So you got to take the good with the bad, but you can't get intoxicated with thinking it's love because they don't know you. They don't know my middle name. How they love me? You love what I did and the feeling I gave you, how I made you feel watching that moment. You don't even know me. So how you love what you don't know?
One more time, guys, listen to me. We're about to sign off here in a second. Your value to society as a man is based on your utility. It's based on your utility as a man. I'm not saying that you don't have value to your family or value to your pets or value to your friends. You have value to them. But your value to society is based on your utility, which means you must continue to perform. You must continue to work. I don't care what Justin Baldoni told you. I don't care what Chris GQ Perry told you. I don't care what Will Hitchens told you. I don't care what you heard on The View. I don't care what you heard from whatever pop psychologist. You are a man. You are not good enough. You're not enough. You must continue to perform. That is the only reason. They don't love you. They love what you can do for them. That's the truth. Now understand that and recognize it's a privilege because you get to perform. That's it. Then what happens is you become the scarce resource once you perform, and women become the abundance resource, and you get to choose as opposed to what 95% of you are doing, which is you are letting you think women are the scarce resource and you're the abundant resource. And the reality is for most of you, that is the case because you're low status men who have not come to the realization that your value to society is based on your utility. Please understand that. No matter what happens, some women have a burden of performance. Some women have no burden of performance. All men have a burden of performance. Some women can be captains. Some women can be passengers. Men can only be captains. Understand that or disagree with me at your own peril. Cool. What do you think about the show, Alina?
It was excellent. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to come on here.
And I read that book that you said.
Which one?
About the captains and the passengers.
Oh, yeah. You read Ryan Teraband's book.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good. I love the end of that book is tremendous. It's the best explanation I've ever heard.
Can you send that to me?
Yeah. It's called the value of others is what it's called. It basically takes dating and puts it into economic terms.
Okay.
What do you think, Carl? You had a good time? Well, thank you for coming and joining us. What do you think? Did you have a good time?
I loved
have any
it.
questions for us?
No. I'm wondering if I'm a little too
You're not computational
not
enough.
at all.
No,
You
no.
have not.
Not
How
at
crazy
all.
it's been on this show? Are you kidding? No.
Okay, cool.
No.
Yeah. Gia Mia is currently the title.
Sometimes I think I need to clock myself, you know?
Yeah. No, you're totally fine. Alex, what's going on?
Rational Male changed my life. MOA's changed my life. This has been amazing. I really
Incredible,
appreciate
man.
it.
We'll
Really
just
appreciate
keep pushing that misogyny. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Right on.
Just kidding.
Well, for a rainy night, it turned out to be a
Turned out
pretty
to be
good
really
show.
good.
Yeah.
Hey, one last thing. I want to say this. I don't know. I believe, I'm going to take him at his word, but President Trump stated that he is going to allow for there to be more free speech on social media platforms. And what he means by that is he's saying that if you get your account suspended, you have the right to appeal and you're going to have the right to an explanation for why that is. And I hope that is the case. But here's the thing. This should not have had to come to this. We shouldn't have had to have an election to fix this problem. Let me say this real quick, okay? Ready? You can put this on my gravestone. The truth cannot be racist. The truth cannot be bigoted. The truth cannot be misogynistic. The truth is just the truth. The truth is dispassionate. If you don't like the fact that men have more testosterone than women because it displays innate sex differences between the genders and that bothers you and your feminist or gender studies course at Berkeley, I'm sorry, that doesn't make me a bigot. That doesn't make me a racist. That doesn't make me a misogynist. It's still true. If I tell you that a biological man cannot have a child, regardless of how bigoted that makes you feel like I am, it's not bigoted because it's still true. We should never have had to come to this place where when you tell the truth, you have your account suspended. And I know because I told the truth on my account and I backed up everything that I had to say with statistics and data, and I still got demonetized. And no one told me why. So let me tell you this again. I don't know. You know, I was like 6 out of 10 for Trump. Now I'm like 8 or 9 out of 10 for Trump. If he's going to actually pull this off and say, I can't lose my account anymore without appeal, then I voted for the right person. Cool.
You got it.
Awesome. What do you got coming up?
Well, just March 6th, I guess, when we're doing
Battle of the Bands.
Battle of the Bands coming up. That's March 16th for us. So that'll be in Vegas. I'll let you guys know more as the time approaches. You especially. And then also we have March 6th, which is are you going to Babes in Toyland? Possibly in Los Angeles at Academy. Yeah. And then what's the next show? 27th. 27th. So
and watch, we'll have
2
too
weeks.
many people.
We'll
Everyone said they want to come on the 27th. We have too many people coming on the 27th.
Yeah. Oh, I missed the last one. I'll come on the
Maybe
next one.
it'll rain that day.
Yep.
Come in,
It'd
please.
be nice if we would. Yeah. We might have some special guests on that one too. Torcia's saying she might come in.
I'm losing my mind.
We didn't even get our special guest today.
Oh boy, if we could get Tori on with you, oh my God, what a oh boy, what a
You're gonna have to show me her.
I will. I'll link you. Anyways, that sounds good.
All right, guys. Remember, have a great time. Be safe out there, and whatever you do, if you see Nico Harrison in person, tell him to go fuck himself and tell him I said so. See you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye, guys.